Yes, sir.
Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I plan is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we about to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. 716 make them pay me some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keyshawn and him. Talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
We are back like that itch you just can't get rid of. It's the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host, Aramis.
Melly Mac.
And it's the good doctor, Key.
The good doctor. I like that. I
don't know where that came from, but whatever.
Listen, y'all tuned in at the right time. Everybody that's joining us live on Instagram, I think Facebook is going. It might not be going, but Instagram and TikTok. TikTok? I think it's TikTok.
I don't know how to use TikTok. I keep seeing notifications for TikTok, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
leave it alone.
Listen, I want to welcome everybody. It's a very special episode. This is our Buffalo Bills War Room Draft special episode. Okay, so now we're not gonna start this right away, right? We're gonna give everybody time to get in and join the show and get into the comments and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna start off with something that we always do, a little segment we like to call Stuff We Heard.
Yes, sir.
What do we got so far, fellas?
Do y'all believe? Is there any way possible you guys think that?
No.
Micah Hyde is going to be on the Bills roster? So y'all know he's doing his softball game.
Well, what he said was if he comes back, he's not playing for anybody with the Buffalo Bills.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
But realistically, do you think there's a way where 2024 happens and season starts and Micah Hyde is on the squad? Or you don't see it happening?
I can see it happening.
You can see it happening?
I can see it happening. I can see him taking a league minimum, being a coach.
If that's going to be his role, I could see that. But if he's coming in to be a player, I can't.
I would be fine with him playing over Mike Edwards.
No.
I mean, he knows the system.
There you go. I'd be fine.
Because you know what happened. Mike Edwards will be in by week 3.
Only if Hyde gets hurt.
That's my point. Like, Hyde ain't going to make it no.
Is he 30?
Who's that, Hyde? Hyde? 33?
He's 33.
Yeah.
He's about 33.
Yeah. You don't bounce back like you.
I don't think he wants to play. I don't think he wants to play, but I think his allegiance is with the Bills. So if he's going to suit up, it's going to be for the Bills. Yeah. And that tells you right now, league minimum.
Now, what I thought, because I'm with A, I don't think it's going to happen. However, if something happens to Rapp or Edwards, I think they call him in. Like, yo, we need you.
At that point, I say heck no. But at that point, I say heck no.
What, he can't take reps away from Mike Edwards?
Edwards, man. I'm about to say, yo, Ken, what you doing?
I'm going to consistently challenge your hate of Mike Edwards for the rest of the season.
Ken has 2 football clinics into his football career. He can go and replace Mike Edwards. I don't really care. I don't think they make helmets small enough for Ken yet. But when they do, I'm going to get the reverse Mark Kelso. Matter of fact, one of them little mini helmets, the little replicas, he could throw that on. Put a little piece of tape across the chin. He all right. But no, but seriously, I can honestly see a world where Micah Hyde is. I don't know what his role is going to be. I don't know if he's going to be just a consultant for the guy. That would be very telling. It's not going to happen until after the draft, obviously. Right. But it would be telling if they draft somebody, especially high. They'll probably bring him back in to counsel the guy and be on the sideline with him, day to day, and work with him in practice. So I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. What else we got?
Oh, we got to go through the press conference too. We ain't there yet.
I tried to get through them. I really did. I haven't gotten through all. Did you?
Damn.
Okay. All right.
I
got one quote from the Josh Allen press conference that I want to get to.
Look at this. You see this? All this is from the press conferences.
We need to go back through notes from like previous episodes and just pull up all that stuff and make an episode.
This is just from the last 3 press conferences. I have probably 6 pages of notes from just those 3.
Jeez. All right. Well,
I ain't playing these games with them.
Which one do you want to get to first?
Now let's talk about Greg Zuerlein. Greg Zuerlein said that actually I had Micah Hyde on mine too. Good job. Greg Zuerlein on NFL.com said that this draft is so deep that should you not come away with a number one receiver, you should be able to easily come away with 2 number 2s. I'll be fine with that.
Be fine with 2 number 2s?
2 number 2s. I mean, because you think about it like this. Everybody, the more I watch, the less I really care. What I say when I mean when I say that is, who's really your X? You're looking at your top 3, maybe not even all the top 3, because Neighbors really worked out of the slot a lot. Brian Thomas Jr. out of the slot a lot. So Adunze or Marvin Harrison they were outside, but outside of those two, McConkey's not a number 1, Worthy's not a number 1. Keon Coleman's really not a number 1. So, my thing is, like we talked about last show, what are we really doing? And that ties into something I saw earlier. I was going to send it to you guys, but I was like, it's old, but it was a short on YouTube about Stephon Diggs, and they said that, and you might know this already, but Diggs was mad last year because he felt like McDermott had too much control of the offense. I think you said that. Mm-hmm. So in essence, we talked about what is the air raid versus what is the 12 personnel. Yep. What do you need? Keon Coleman is more of a 12 personnel guy than Lad McConkey or somebody like that. So if we're not running the air raid, which I thought we were going to run, then that changes the way I want to draft. And saying that, I don't want to trade up to get a guy that's going to be a slot guy when you got 2 tight ends playing. I don't want to be. I'm just going to go ahead and stay put or move back and get somebody as we see what we do later on in the day. But I think that you can come up with 2 very good number 2 receivers and not mortgage the farm to move up, irresponsibly. Now, if you're going to run an air raid, you got to change everything up. And you alluded to the fact the offensive line is not even good enough. Not even the kind of offensive line to have an air raid system. Right. Why bother? Just stay where you are. Let's make what you have great. Because Dalton Kincaid is going to be on the second year. He's going to be better than he was last year. That's your number 1 guy right now. You got your Carolina, Cam Newton, Greg Olsen kind of thing going on. Just make it better. Yeah. I when you're talking about what the origin of the idea for this Bills team for the 12 formation is, I think you have to take it back to the success they saw with the Patriots. I'm pretty sure I might have mentioned something. It feels like I mentioned this in the last episode, but too much of what we've seen Sean McDermott and seen this franchise do offensively has been, I would say offensively and even culturally has been heavily influenced by the Patriots. The only other time you saw these types of things happening were whenever a team hired a coach from New England. I've never seen a head coach that never worked under Bill Belichick go and try and take that culture and bring it to another franchise. I've never seen someone look at what someone else was doing, culturally and the way that they ran the franchise and the way that they picked players and stuff like that. I've never seen someone who was never part of that franchise with the culture, with all the stuff you want to copy, and say, you know what, I'm going to go to a completely different place and I'm going to try to copy that. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. even with Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel was with Kyle Shanahan. Sean McVay worked with Kyle Shanahan. He's got a little bit of a different system that he runs, but you look at Kevin O'Connell. Mm-hmm. He was with Kyle Shanahan. You know what I'm saying? It's like all these guys work together at either in Washington or other places together where you can point to that and say, okay, I see why they're doing what they're doing. But for Sean McDermott to do what he's doing here, and try to, what's going on, Chris? Basically just, turn the Bills into the Patriots. What? That would be Patriots South. We're south of Boston, right? Yeah. It doesn't make sense. I mean, you see where that franchise is now, and you see where that franchise was in the last 4 or 5 years of their existence. Right. They basically looked like we've looked for the last 7 years.
good enough to make it to the playoffs, great quarterback play, but somehow they couldn't get over the hump because either the Chiefs were in the way or somebody in the divisional round got them out of there. It's a problem. It's a problem. I hate culture. It's been the same before McDermott even got here, and to me, it's a waste of time. We said in the last episode, if culture is established in I don't want to say in lieu of, if the culture you establish prohibits you to some degree, from getting elite talent in the door, because you're worried about, coaching a personality or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a problem.
That's what scares me the most. Like you said, like we talked about before. I'm not going to go into it too much, but that's what scares me the most about, not worried about the acumen and the talent level, the physical ability, but it's more so what's between the ears. And Beane and McDermott alluded to it. I think that's going to be the downfall of the Bills. It's not the coach per se. It's not the GM. It's not anything else, but it's the culture. It's the ideology, the philosophies they have when looking for a person. Does he have it between the ears? And listening to Beane talk, talking about when you have two prospects. I have prospect A, prospect B. But prospect A, I can tell he's going to pick it up really quick. And prospect B, maybe not as fast. So, he's not down. He just got knocked down. What would Tomlin do? Tomlin say, yo, I'm coaching this dude because he's got the skill level. And for me, I want a guy that's going to coach that skill level, because that's the difference between, the diamond in the rough, Wyatt Teller, and, somebody that you're going to get who replaced him? Connor McGovern, we'll say. Which one is better? But you had to work with this one to get him to where he is now.
Right.
And I'm tired of the Bills being the team that the player flourishes when they leave because they didn't get the coaching and the boost that they needed when they were in the rookie contracts or whatever it is.
Right.
I agree with you when you said about the, at this point for the wide receivers. But one thing I will say, you said there's only a couple X's in there. But to that point, I think there's good, viable receivers in the draft that can wind up being the X. Right. They might not play X in college, or they might not have that skill set now, but I think they can get it in the NFL. So my thing is, right now, you don't have a number one. So to me, that's a glaring big hole that I'm staring at, right? To me, it would be an injustice not to fill that hole. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think they can fill it, as we're going to do our little draft experiment. They could do it all three ways. They can do it by moving up, staying put, and pushing back, right? Because it's so heavy with wide receivers. I think you can find an X that's going to be the next number one, you know what I'm saying, in the Bills uniform. I can see that happening.
And I think to your point, you say glaring holes. I'm glad you said that, because in Beane's press conference, he said, we have no glaring holes. He said, somebody asked him about training Stephon Diggs. How do you fill the role before the draft? Because how he always wants to fill his holes before the draft occurs. But this one came at the end of the end all, and you got Curtis Samuel and Mac Hollins. And he said we have not filled that number one role. We have guys we like with their skill sets,
right?
But he doesn't think that that's a glaring hole. He said the young guys can prove they can still fill that role.
Now, if this was the Kansas City Chiefs, okay, I agree, but it ain't the Chiefs.
Right. That's the thing. And
it ain't the Chiefs. You know
that's
what I'm
the
saying?
thing. It's not.
Because it's looking like, I don't know if y'all saw the news, it's looking like Rashid might not be there.
Yeah.
But again,
and
who cares? Like, as long as, to me, as long as you got Kelsey and Pacheco and Mahomes,
they would mess around and make Sky Moore nice.
For real, it don't matter, man.
I quit.
Listen,
they did it with Juju. They did it with MVS. Like, it don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Like, as long as you got those two cornerstones, like,
that's it. Good. And that's the thing. Like, when we get into the Josh Allen presser, I mean, that holds true. That I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I did want to say this. Y'all know Mike Tomlin used to play receiver at William and Mary, right? I went on Sean McDermott's Wikipedia, and there's some interesting stuff in here.
Did you write it? Wait, did you write it first?
His middle name is Michael. No, I'm playing.
I think it really is, isn't it?
So I didn't know this, but he was a defensive assistant the year they went to the Eagles with T.O. Brian Dawkins' best years were under Sean McDermott when he became defensive backs coach. The guy ahead of him in the running for the defensive coordinator position was a guy by the name of Steve Spagnuolo.
I don't know that guy. Who's that?
Spags was the defensive backs coach before Sean McDermott got it.
Okay.
Right? Once Sean McDermott got that spot, well, not once he got it, but Spags got moved over to linebackers coach, and then they gave that defensive back position to Sean. Sean held that position for 4 years, I believe it was, and then during that time, obviously they went to the Super Bowl, and Brian Dawkins had all pro years, Pro Bowl years, all that kind of stuff. It was actually the first year that Sean took over defensive backs. Brian Dawkins and I forget the other safety's name, but both of their safeties went to the Pro Bowl that year.
Was that Bobby Taylor?
No. It was. Shucks.
Yeah, Bobby Taylor's before that.
Let me see here. Coaching career. Michael Lewis.
Yeah. Okay.
That was their first time making the Pro Bowl when he became the defensive backs coach, right? So the reason I'm bringing this up, and I know y'all didn't ask for this conversation, but there's a clip that I want to play really quick from an interview with Cam Newton on Shannon Sharp's podcast. Did y'all see that one?
Of course.
Yeah, right.
That's my uncle. Of course I was.
Yo, he made a good point about that quarterback, but go ahead.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't get to finish the whole thing. I got to about 39 minutes and I was like, oh, okay, all right. I need to get this on the show. Let me see if I can get it here. So in this clip, he was talking about.
They could have gave up 2 first rounders and got Lamar Jackson for.
Right. Okay. So in this clip, they were talking about the Atlanta Falcons, but no Super Bowls. Enough said. Yeah, you're right about that, Chris. So in this interview with Cam Newton, they were talking about the quarterback situation with Atlanta and how Atlanta could have traded 2 first-round picks to get Lamar Jackson, which I thought would have been a major hit for the city. You know what I mean? Like that they would have loved that move, but instead they went with Kirk Cousins. But then they got on the topic of front offices around the league. I don't know if y'all remember that clip, but let's hear it.
But we're not talking about that. See, this is the thing about sports, that we don't do a better job with holding people to the fire. Okay. You're a judge, or you'll critique Dak Prescott. You'll critique Cam Newton. You'll critique Lamar Jackson. You'll critique Patrick Mahomes. But who's to say for the ownership, the management, and all these decision makers by tricking off these key decisions? But they want you to just shut up and play. Right. I'm sitting up at when are we going to admit that these coaches really don't know what they're doing? These managers don't know what they're doing. These owners really don't know what they're doing. Or they're making bad situations, and the franchise is suffering from that. It's not just that y'all don't have good players. Well, see, here's the thing.
So we talked about this a little bit, right? And we've already established one of the reasons we do this show is for accountability for that specific type of thing, right? Yeah, Cam is a real dude, man. He a dog.
I get one of them hats. They're too expensive though.
Man. Yeah, so when we're talking about both what we're gonna get into today with our draft War Room special segment, and what we're also talking about when it comes to the selection of talent that we've seen this team go through, some of the personnel moves, coach, as far as coaches leaving and coaches taking, lateral positions. I think that says a lot about the state of the NFL today. So I want to ask y'all this. When in your minds did the shift happen? Because we grew up with guys like Bill Polian running the show. You know what I mean? We grew up with guys like Ozzie Newsome running the show. Like, these were football guys that knew how to find football guys, right? But when you go through and you read Brandon Beane's Wikipedia, he took an internship, right? He went to school for communications. He was going to work at a newspaper somewhere. But instead, he took a lower paying position with the Panthers on an internship, and then worked his way up all through scouting and became the assistant general manager there, right? His only experience as a scout, a general manager, whatever, has been with one franchise. Bill Polian wasn't just with the Bills when we got him. But what you saying, Chris? Hey, let's talk about EJ Manuel on ESPN now. And yesterday he was talking about QB and not having a vet QB to show the ropes. EJ didn't have that. What y'all think? Okay, we'll get to that in 1 second. But just to cap off my point, like, I think. I wanted y'all take on that. When do you think the shift happened from football guys to just this good old boy culture? Well, he's been with the team forever. Let's give him a shot.
Twofold. One, I can tell you, as you get older, things start to not look as good as you thought they were. But the second thing is analytics. When analytics came in, analytics were kind of the driving force for it. As long as you knew how to interpret, as long as you knew how to listen to, and to react based on the numbers, that took a lot of the on the job training, like you see with degrees and things like that. People got degrees and they can't get jobs because everybody wants, they want this certain thing, the nepotism, the whatever. I know him. I'm comfortable with, like McDermott always said, I'm comfortable with him in my system. He knows what I do. So I think that plays a huge role in where it changed. It's not because to me it was always the good old boys, but the good old boys knew different things. Back then they circulated the same people all around. They just kept going in a cycle. They were here and there and here. It was the same names. But now it's just the innovative minds that can read. Hey, did you pick this out of that? I like how you read that chart. I like how you decipher that. Or I like how you can build this. You want a job? Go ahead. And that's where it comes from.
I think you see that not only in sports, but you see that in corporations. You see it in businesses, even in the military. Like, there's a shift. Like, no longer they want the guys who've been working in the field forever. They want the guy who is good with people. They want the people person who is a good communicator, who can do something different, because they seen what you can do, right? But now they see where there's a direction where they want to take the company or take things, so they want different people with different skill sets. Like, I was just talking to a guy today. He was saying how a lot of people think that people are just, when they make up these great ideas, that, man, they had all the information. No. Like, they learn by failing, right? Like, you got a great idea. You don't know how that idea is going to flourish, right? But you'll start. And as you start, now new problems come up. Right. How you going to handle them? Right. Boom. The guys who are successful are continually making changes to fix those problems that arise, right? Like the example he gave me was, there's a place called the Palm Islands. It's literally man-made islands, right? The problem was they took dirt and they moved it, and they formed islands and they started to put nice houses and buildings on here. Everybody was like, oh, this is beautiful. They liked it, right? Well, the problem is the water started to wash away the stuff. Right. They didn't think about that. So now they had to make something else. So they made like a border that go around it to stop the water from coming in. Well, now there's another problem. Now you stop the fresh water from coming in. Now, because that water is salt water, right? It's a natural filtration system. Now this water is not filtrated. So now it's stinking, and now it's causing all types of issues.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, the ideals that we have are great, but we don't have all the signs yet. So we don't know this is a great idea. Is it going to work out? You don't know that.
Right.
So when you start it, I didn't know this problem was going to happen. So you fix this one. But when you fixed it, now you might incur other problems. So I think from a standpoint, people are starting to not trust what you've been doing or that skill set. Like Keyshawn said, they want people who to bring multiple skill sets to bring a different perspective in business to see where that takes them. So I think in that standpoint, they're tired of the football guys. We want something different, right?
Yep.
That's a great point. I think it's the difference between looking for another Bill Polian and hiring a guy like John Lynch. Yeah. John Lynch has been on fire since he's been the GM for the 49ers. And that was the guy that played the game. You know, when they hired him, a lot of people thought that he would fail because most players that have gotten front office positions don't succeed like that. They just don't.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very good point. But let's get to what Chris is talking about here. Did you guys see this this bit with EJ Manuel on ESPN?
Didn't see a bit. I know people are lauding him for being a great ESPN analyst, so they say he's ripping it up on there. So I don't know what he said or what he did, but I heard it pick up probably last night even. So It's probably what Chris is talking about.
I've heard him say since he's been into ESPN, he's been I think he's kind of bitter about it because he's been I heard this multiple times of how when he was in Buffalo, he don't think that he got a fair shake. I partly agree with him. It wasn't the best circumstances for him to be successful. But again, you got to take ownership on some of the stuff that you did too, right?
Yeah.
But I can see both ways. Yeah. Did they give him all the stuff that he needed to be successful?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
And that's the thing. They did an injustice. I mean, they drafted him way too high. So that where you draft him comes with the expectation that he was not ready to fulfill.
Right.
Even Josh Allen, he got treated the right way. He got a coach that believed in him. He had a system beyond systems. Almost Nick Foles, Carson Wentz's, where you got the head coach, the offensive coordinator, and the quarterback. They're all former quarterbacks. Yep. What did EJ Manuel get? He got a coach that said, "Don't screw up." Yeah. He got a coach that said, "I can't wait till you mess up so I can pull your butt." 14 starts.
Now, mind you, the original plan wasn't to start EJ.
Exactly.
But Kevin Cobb got hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he never was supposed to go in, so they kind of threw him in the fire
running out the tunnel.
Right.
Next man up, you got to come in. He was like,
man, I was the next man.
So then when he came in, instead of giving him a leash, all right, we're going to help you, they threw him under the bus. We suck. Oh, it's because of EJ.
Right. I mean,
he's the reason why we suck.
They used the J.J. Watt interception for the reason. Yep, there it is. Nope, you're out.
Right.
I don't know if Kevin Cobb was the right guy to kind of play that position either.
No.
You know what I mean? So I will say he didn't get a great shake.
Like I said, was he Josh Allen? No. But would he have been better had he had Josh Allen's support system? I believe so.
You think Josh Allen?
Josh Allen's support system?
Josh Allen's support
Brian
system.
Dable, Jordan Palmer, Sean McDermott, Brandon Beane. Here our guy. We love this dude. We're gonna give you everything you need to succeed. We gave, we got Cole Beasley and John Brown. Who did EJ?
But they gave up way more to get Josh than they did for EJ, though.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. But my point is, regardless of what you give up, that was supposed to be your franchise guy when you drafted him. And we all knew that was a reach. Geno Smith was the best quarterback in that draft.
Hands down, he was the best.
He was the best quarterback. Because Geno Smith knew he was the best quarterback in that draft and treated everybody as such. Right. EJ Manuel, because he's the character guy, is first. You can't tell me. Well, I don't want you guys to because it's just be but you can't tell me that Sean McDermott would not have loved EJ Manuel. Why do I say that? Because EJ is a consummate culture guy.
Oh yeah,
I would do anything for you guys. I love you guys. He wore it on the sleeve.
Yep.
He just came in the wrong coach.
And he had some of the attributes that Josh had.
Yeah.
Like
size.
He had the size, his arm. I mean, his arm wasn't as strong as Josh, but it was decent.
Yeah.
He could run a little bit. Like he had the makings of
accuracy issues.
Like a lower tier Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what we're talking about right now is missing out on Josh Allen because EJ would have been like a year 8, when Josh got drafted. But
it would have been 8.
No, it would have been like 5 or something like that. But I mean, the fact remains true that, it didn't block a blessing by having EJ Manuel. We wouldn't be like, oh, man, we wish we had that guy.
Right.
Because right now, as much as I love Lamar, as much as I love, Pat Mahomes, I don't sit here and say, oh, man, wish we had that guy.
Right.
Now, if we had that guy, but like, cool.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I like when I first thought about this, my initial thought was in the NFL at that level, there are no excuses. Mm-hmm. There is no, and not to diminish your point at all, but like I think to a degree, even the players will say, like it's not about what's fair or not. It's not about do the players have regrets for not getting to the right situation when they see other players, get blessed with a beautiful situation like Patrick Mahomes? Mm-hmm. I think you hear that. I don't know if national TV is where you talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe if you sitting on a podcast or something like that and you get asked about it, okay, I get that. But to bring it up, and from what y'all saying, it sounds like he's brought it up more than once.
I didn't see it. I don't know. I didn't see it. This is basically, did you see anything?
I didn't see nothing recently, but like I said, just since he's been in the ESPN world,
he's
like
mentioned
this conversations came up multiple times.
Okay, yeah.
I know he's been asked a couple of times as well.
Yeah.
And see, he was doing huge things with the ACC. He was like huge.
Oh, okay.
So the odds, why didn't it work out? Why didn't it? And he was kind of like the Tony Romo kind of the ACC.
Yeah.
So they're like, all this, what happened? And he's like, well, this is why.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's like taking on upon himself to like make up these points, or like if he's being asked, and this is his, his.
I've seen him be asked numerous times. But that's where he's more so advocating for people getting to the right situation. He doesn't sound like feels bad for himself, but he knows what could have been. He knows he could at least been a backup, in the right. Had he gotten the right.
Well, he was a backup. I think after he left us, he went to the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, he went to the Raiders, and then at that point, the story is pretty much written. I mean, he just it's the Raiders from the Bills. I mean, this for people that are just now Bills.
Yeah, that Raiders team, you go there to die.
They don't know what we were. Yeah. The new bandwagon Bills fans, people that were not around in 2012, 2013, they think the Bills were out. Nah. Just don't disregard 96 to 2017. Yeah.
Chris says craziness because coach didn't even want him, and that's a big reason why coach left this. He was on with Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I believe it because you got to think about it. What did Moroni say? Don't screw up. What would Josh Allen have been in a Moroni if he said don't screw up? Look at Josh Allen's first 2 years. All he did.
He would have been gone.
He would have been on ESPN talking about how you got to screw up a raw deal.
Because the one game Sean McDermott was like, don't screw up. We had that Jets game from week 1 last year.
Yep. And guess what? He lived to see another day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, $258 million, man.
Well, don't quote me. No. I love that. I love that stat. But no, I mean, like, he already established himself. But when you're a $258 million man and your coach and your number one receiver who everybody hates now is telling you be smart, why is it that Steph Diggs is the only one that they was saying be smart? I remember somebody else saying that, but that's a conversation for another day. But no, but I digress. You got to have a support system, especially as a young coach, a young quarterback. And this was not the team to be a starting quarterback. What would Mahomes have done with that team, with that coach?
I mean, at some point, it's got to stop being about blue collar and high motor guy and hard worker. Like, can this dude beat the guy across from him consistently without help?
As Cat Williams say, when you get to that line, boy, you're going to see.
Right. That's right. So I wanted to ask y'all about this. Did y'all see this? Well, you said you got mad notes from
the pressers?
Yeah.
Let's get to them.
So I'm looking specifically at Josh Allen's presser.
Let me scroll. Hold on. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So I got this quote here. He says, I texted Brandon Beane during the draft last year and said Dalton Kincaid no matter what.
I got that in my notes.
I saw that.
But he doubled down and said, I don't get paid to be a part of the changes. I get paid to be the best quarterback I can be.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course you're going to say that to CYA. I get it. No. I get it. But you know what this says to me?
The same thing it says to me, probably. Go ahead. What'd you say?
He the one that made the phone call and said, get Diggs out of here.
You know what? And I have in my notes, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted on that because I know he was involved. But did he make the phone call or did they call him and say, don't you see a better world without like a timeshare salesman? Don't you see a world? I really could see that where he's sitting at home with his girlfriend watching TV and the phone rings. He says, you know what? Diggs giving us problems, man. You saw what happened last year. You guys didn't click. I'm telling you right now, we're in a position to get these guys here. You know, if we get these guys, we think we could be better. We think that the culture is better. We think you could be a leader, unopposed. Because if you notice, a lot of times in that press conference, did you watch it or no?
I heard it.
Okay. Because a lot of times he made allusions to, now I can be the leader I need to be. Now I can. What do you mean now?
But I think he did that knowing that everybody else is gone. Like,
so it's not just about Diggs.
Right.
Yeah. He said that.
Right.
But there was something he said when they were talking about Diggs. There was another, because he alluded to that a lot. He said that because he talked about Poyer, Hyde, Morris, and all that. And he said something, and I'll find it, but I have the quote in here somewhere. I just wrote too freaking much. But he said, he did say that. He said, now I can be the leader I can lead. Man, I'm like, dude, what do you mean now? I don't care if it is about everybody. See, that's the thing I've been yelling the whole time we've been doing this show. My leader, my coach, Dig, sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Right.
That's what it doesn't have to be on TV. And like I said, when people say to me, "Oh, it's got to be on social media," it didn't happen. No, that's not what I'm saying. But at some point, it comes to a head. I don't want to hear what happened. It always happens behind closed doors because I'm not going to believe you.
I get what you're saying, but I think, this just hit me. So please don't think that took a lot of time to think about this.
You did.
How many times does a guy walk into prison with that mindset and it works?
Are you the warden?
No, I'm just saying you just got sentenced.
No, the reason
why
I
they deliver you to prison and you walk in and you like, F that. I'm the alpha dog in this joint. I'm taking over. Whoever the top dog, you my B.
Well,
how many times does that work?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I get where you're coming from. I hear you, and I know you're supposed to get jumped into the association, so you got to go in acting like you hired. But my thing is, Josh Allen is something like the warden up in this prison. This is his prison.
You think Josh is the warden?
Well, I don't think it, but it's supposed to be. Is what I'm getting at.
Oh well,
it
but
should be.
Sean is never going to let that happen. Sean is never going to let that happen.
So, what you said about, like you said, tell Diggs to sit down. Warren Moon did that to Randy Moss and Chris Carter. Because they was chirping. He straight said, if you keep playing, you ain't going to see the ball at all. But
like a proud father.
But that leadership is what I agree with. That I wish that Josh would input into the Bill system. Because, like, for example, let's say Diggs was a problem, right? To me, you're the quarterback. You're the $258 million quarterback. You're the leader. I expect you to work it out or find a way to work it out because guess what? It's one thing people to follow you on the field, but me personally, I want a leader on the field and off the field.
Right.
Because guess what? Sometimes you got that leader off the field, but he ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing on the field, right? How can I get you to buy in on what I'm talking about if I ain't accountable for my play on the field, right? So you're going to lose people that way. And if you're really, really good, but you don't help your people in the locker room, then they go think that, oh, well, it's all on you. Because you think that, well, I'm doing my job, you ain't doing your job.
Right.
No. How can you help him help you on the field? Like, you have to be that. People have been thrown in situations before, man. Like, yeah, it sucks the situation. Sometimes the mess that you get in is big and like, oh, man, I got to clean this up. But if you the guy, I need you to clean it up.
Yeah, I hear that. I think man, I don't want to lose my train of thought. So the point that came to my mind when you were talking about that is when jeez, I'm losing my train of thought. I can't believe this. Can you recap what you just said?
About the quarterback like being a leader.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So I do agree with that. I think if there was a time for Josh to puff his chest out, it would be on the field, right? Like that. It should start there first. because his play, his style of play, the toughness that puts him in a position where, physically he's bigger than everybody else on the field anyway, except for, linemen, right? Yeah. And then secondly, the importance of the position he plays, and then thirdly, the way he plays the position. He's a physical dude, right? Mm-hmm. But I think to a degree, his concern over his image in the media and his image to the city are a little too hardly focused on by him. And here's what I mean. So if you look at what the recurring stories around Josh Allen typically are is, how many interceptions is he going to throw this year? Can he get his accuracy under control? Can he make the better decisions? Can he put this team on his back? Like, there's all these kind of like second guesses of his ability to be the second best quarterback in the league, right? And I think to some degree Josh has kind of not bought into that, but he's kind of succumbed to the pressure that the media puts on people, in these types of positions where, man, I can't mess up, because if I throw 2 interceptions in this game, they gonna kill me, right?
To that point, you know what I wish. Remember when somebody when he was playing like garbage, and somebody in a press conference said, the way you guys are playing, normally you were playing right now, it's not good enough. Mm-hmm. And Josh was like, okay. That's all he said. Okay. No said, but nobody believes that.
Right.
That's the thing. That doesn't carry over, because the next time you see him, he's in the press conference laughing, joking, and swigging his water because he's nervous, and say Stephon Diggs, all this turns red. No. I want that same. I don't, like I said, like we contest all the time. Do I need somebody grabbing? No, but I want a quarterback. Okay, I'm gonna show you, but I can show you, but I can tell you.
Right. Or kind of like when Aaron Rodgers did it. Man, y'all looking back. Easy.
Right. Right.
Good. Good. Don't worry about it.
Easy.
Like,
easy.
Y'all ain't looking good at all.
Right.
Easy.
Don't worry about it. We got it.
That's my job, not yours. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes silence can be so deafening.
Yeah.
And Josh is giving all these answers, and I kind of found a couple of things while you were talking, not to go against what you're saying, but to go where we were talking earlier. Mm-hmm. Somebody asked him about opportunities to grow as a leader. He said an opportunity to be a leader and the guy that I believe I can be. Now, and this is after they asked about Stephon Diggs not being here. He said, now I have an opportunity to be a leader and the guy I believe I am. He said, I'm going to need guys along the way to buy into what we're doing and trust the process, as Coach McDermott always preaches. We got to bring in the right guys.
Now that basically sounds like Josh is trying to do what the team wants to do and follow the culture the team wants. Yep. And then Stephon Diggs like, nah, I'm not with it.
Right.
So to me, okay, yes, you pay me, right? But again, this is Mac. This ain't Josh. I want to win.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. I don't care.
Right.
If you're listen, if you tell me what to do, if it's not working, then to me I have a right to challenge it. It's not working. Mm-hmm. Right? You got Diggs who's sitting there saying, bro, it's not working. But they was like, no, just roll with it.
Right. He like,
it's not working. Right. Like, what do you mean? Why are we rolling with it? It's not working. You know what I'm saying? So I would have felt, I want Josh to be like, yeah, you know what? You right. You right.
That's kind of where I was. And if you oppose Steph because you oppose Steph and you think it's working, be blessed.
Right.
But I don't think that in his mind, because everything he says, and you open my eyes to this, he does not talk like a $250 million franchise guy.
No, he don't.
And that's the problem for me. See, when he said, I don't know if you caught what you said you didn't watch it. I keep acting like you watched
It's okay.
it.
It's okay.
But he said, in one of these parts, where is it? He said, somebody asked him, what did you learn about managing relationships? He says, as a franchise quarterback, you're just expected to be a great quarterback. You're expected to be a leader. You wear many hats. He says, sometimes I have to remember I'm not one of the guys. That goes to the point. Sometimes I got to remember I'm not one of the guys.
Whoa. You got to be one of the guys.
But see, no, you don't. See, my thing is you don't, because you got to be the leader. Because you want to be one of the. It's a conflict,
right?
Because when you were just Josh Allen from Wyoming, coming from Fireball, California, sure, I want to fit in,
right.
But now I am the dude.
Right.
I'm him,
right?
Unequivocally,
right?
And you, I want you to buy into me because I got your back. But when I tell you when you wrong, I got to tell you wrong.
Right.
I can't just be quiet and be like, I hope he figures it out.
And that's a leader's job. Like, yes, it sucks. Nobody wants to be told that they're wrong.
Right.
But it's a training opportunity. Listen, this is why, and this is where we need to get. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you said about the text, do you guys believe that Beane did it because Josh texted? Or you think he was going with it anyway, and then it's just, okay, Josh is on the same page that I'm on?
Well, that's the thing. Like the press conference the press conference right after they traded him, Beane was like, yeah, we were getting calls, last year about Diggs. And I think he said the last time they got calls about Diggs was, a few months ago. Right. So you hadn't gotten calls about Diggs in a few months, and you were a month away from the draft. You know what I'm saying? So it typically teams don't make these kinds of trades right before the draft. This is a trade that you make either in the draft or after the draft.
Right. At least get some capital this year.
I meant the phone call for Dalton Kincaid when he was
texting
Beane, like, hey.
No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase it. Say that question again.
So now, do you think they drafted Kincaid because Josh texted Beane, or do you think because Beane was already on the page? Okay, we on the same page. I was gonna get him anyway. Or you think he got him because of Josh texted him?
I think Beane wanted him. I do think Beane wanted him.
Yeah.
And why do I think Beane wanted him? Because, and this is something he said today that I did not like, and I wrote in my notes. I don't like it. They asked about the draft, and you're going to trade back. What do you think? He said, well, it depends on how the board falls. He said, there's 32 picks, but I don't have 32 firsts.
Right.
You cannot do that, because what that tells me, again, you're going to panic when they pick the guy that you wanted, and you don't have any more of your first round guys. You're going to try to move up for that last guy. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Now, to that, though, because specifically for wide receiver, it gets tricky. So I'm gonna tell you why it get tricky for me. So I have 8 first round wide receivers, right? Now, to me, we pick at 28. What if by pick 18, all my 8 guys are gone?
And you go, okay, so you guys.
So now, does it mean, since all my first round grades, that I don't get wide receivers because the grades knows? To me, that elevates my draft system, because guess what? Let's say I don't get it. If all my 8 guys are gone and I don't go wide receiver, my next pick is 60. That's another 32. Matter of fact, it is 32 because 28 to 60. That's 32 picks.
Yep.
So you mean to tell me because this guy is a second round draft pick and he's gone, you're not going to go to your third? To me, it depends on how they go off the board. If there's a run on wide receivers, to me, even if he's not a first round grade, if you miss out, you won't get anything. So you got to get where they fall. Yeah, you might have to take a second rounder in the first if it falls like that. But if there's a run, you can't not catch up on the run, or you're gonna get left behind.
Well, see, I'm saying, how can I combat that without?
You see what I'm saying though? Like,
you can't. It's too good.
I can't.
I'm
trying to come back on that without going into the draft. Into our draft. I'm trying to, because I know how to do it.
Yeah.
But I can't say it because it's going to screw me up.
All your first round draft picks are taken.
So you're 8. Okay, so you got the top 3.
Yep.
Brian Thomas Jr. You got who you got? Adonai, which is not on my board at all. You got Franklin. You got who else? You got
so on my board, I got the top 3 plus Thomas, so that's 4. I got AD, he's up there to me. Keon Coleman is up there to me, and I think Worthy's gonna fall in the first round. And I got a flyer and Lad Conkey. So those are my 8 first round grades.
If those 8 go in the first round,
yep,
I'm cool. If they go in the first round, I'm cool.
Now, when are you going to get them then? When would you get your wide receiver then?
You could go with Javon Baker. You could go with Jalen Polk
at 60.
No, okay, fine. I'm gonna screw it. You forced my hand.
That's what I'm saying.
You forced my hand.
That's what I'm saying.
I would trade back into right about 40.
Okay.
Pick up your third, because you can get your third there. because Beane wants his third rounder.
Right.
You can go back to 40. You can still get your guy, Jalen Polk. You can still get, without thinking about who else you said.
At 40?
Huh?
At 40?
Yeah. You could still, yeah.
What you mean at 40?
Well, in his scenario, he's talking about trade back to 40.
You're saying take that 28 and trade back and then get. But now here's the thing: is they your second rounder grade? Are you still getting second round grades, or are they third rounder grades?
Polk has actually been mocked in a first in some drafts.
I mean, to like, what I mean is like basically if I'm Brandon Beane on my board, right? If all my first round grades are gone.
Well, okay.
If all those guys are gone and I'm trading back, the guy I want is Leggett. I don't want Troy Franklin.
And to me, at that point, if they're all gone, then to me that it doesn't matter anymore where you draft them at, because I feel like if you keep doing that, you're gonna miss out and not take a wide receiver at all.
Exactly. If those 8 are gone, I'm not wagering anything, but I can say those 8 they won't be gone. But even then, you can't, as Brendan Beane, not as fans, you can't be so hell bent on one position. You can't be so hell bent on, because then that means if
you miss out on other positions.
If there's a run on that, Jared Verse may be there.
Yeah.
Dallas Turner may be there. Cooper DeJean may be there. Newman is a fringe. I mean, for me, and we talked about it, the one thing I do not want is Kansas City to get their hands on Xavier Worthy. That's probably the only thing I do not want.
You really don't want him to go there. I don't care if he go there.
I mean, they already got Marquise Brown. I can't have how much of a difference that's going to make.
I can't have it. I can't have it. Because I'm not gonna let another Brandon Arakpo. You will never hear about another Brandon Arakpo in my life.
So Worthy is another Arakpo?
If you trade up and get somebody that doesn't have the value as Worthy, and I don't have a first rounder on him, but if you trade up and get and McConkey's gone and Franklin, which I don't want, is gone. Leggett, I don't want, he won't be gone. But at that point, we're not even gonna do the draft.
So
give me everything. Y'all would take
simple
everything
question
from me.
Simple question.
No, I can answer it, but I'm trying to be vague. I'm trying to do my thing because I want to.
Oh, I got you.
When we get to this,
I see what
because
he's not trying to let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, see, you can ask, and I'm not trying to be evasive, but it's just I don't want to be like, oh, when we get to the draft, like, oh, he's gonna do this because he just said it. You know,
I mean, we got what, 3 mocks to get through. I mean, I don't think it's gonna.
We're gonna do a trade back, which is what we're talking about. Yeah. We're gonna do a stage put, and we're gonna do a trade up.
And then we're gonna trade up.
The trade up is gonna piss me off. I can tell you that right now.
Now, are we doing this on the Draft Buzz site?
Not on that site.
You got another one we can do?
I found a better one.
Ooh.
Because Draft Buzz.
Draft Buzz?
Yeah. Well, the only reason I say that is because when I was doing them earlier today, and when I realized you wanted to do trades and stuff like that, you couldn't see the pool to see when they were diminishing.
Oh, okay.
So, I want to trade him here, but you don't know who's there.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes too fast, so it's like, all right, forget it. So, yeah, if you want to do that. The only problem with this NFL mock draft database is they don't give you any insight into the player. So I'll go off the dome, and I have Draft Buzz up so I can tell you what other scouts have said as well.
Okay, bet. Okay. I mean, it's 7:10. We did say we would try to get started around 7 o'clock.
I mean, we really did kind of start talking about the draft.
We might as well move into it then.
Yeah.
All right. So here's what we're doing now. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, and those of you that are on Instagram Live and TikTok. And Facebook if it's going. I don't think it's going, but it might be.
What?
Well, because listen, they said the rules for going live on Facebook have changed or something like that, and StreamYard is trying to, they're trying to tell Facebook they don't like it or whatever. We'll let them sort it out.
We might be,
Huh?
If we're going, I don't think we're going, but we might be, I don't know.
I mean, there's a shot.
Hey, why not? We're somewhere.
What you say doing Julio Jones ATL move?
No. If that's what you want to see, just close your laptop now. Forget it.
We're gonna try to get him there, Chris. We're gonna try to push him there. So for this exercise, Keyshawn is going to be playing Jim Overdorf, who is He
is actually the money man. I couldn't think of anybody else. But this
is the perfect position for Keyshawn because Keyshawn is all about the money.
Exactly.
And I respect that because I know, listen, I've been watching football a long time, talked to a lot of guys about football. Keyshawn is by far the only dude that I know who knows the money side. Like, and I talk to a lot of dudes, Key. A lot of dudes about football. Oh, well, who just get this guy?
You blushing.
I'm like, you can't get that guy. Why? Because of the money. What do you mean? Oh, let me tell you.
Let me tell you
what my boy Keyshawn told me. This is the money situation. But I love that about the I don't know if it's the I don't know if you like money. I don't know what it is about the thing that attracts you, but you're good at it, and yeah, you have to play that role.
Well, I think what it is, money, honestly, man. You know, I appreciate you that for it, but I think what it is I just like realistic. You know, if you could go without a salary cap and do whatever you want, this wouldn't be an issue. But you know, when people get their hopes up, and you guys know I've been watching drafts and watching, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna get my hopes because that's not feasible.
Right, I can't afford that.
It can't happen. So next,
right.
What you laughing at?
Yo, I'm just dying over here, dude, because yo, when we used to play Madden, this dude would bust a blood vessel every time we like. I remember watching. You make a bunch of trades, I'll make a bunch of trades, and Keith be like, I'm cool with what I got. I'm going into the draft. And he'd be looking at us, just shaking his head like, you giving away 3 first-round draft picks. Why you doing that? And we'd be like, yo, I want the player. Like, it never mattered to us. You know what I'm saying? I want the dude on my team. I'm going to go get him. And Keyshawn just sitting there like just vein in his neck. Just boom, 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 boom.
The funniest part is I remember we used to play, and this is actually when we were online and we weren't in the same room. And we do our drafts. You know, not the fantasy, but you be like, yo, who's up for draft? Key, why you up again? Wait, Key, why you up again?
Yes.
How many draft picks do you have?
Because he kept trading back. I used to hate that so bad. Just pick a damn player.
I'm like, nah, the value's not there.
Yo, the value's not there. It's a computer-generated player.
Like, nah.
This ain't even the real draft from the college game you used to spend your whole life on.
I used to sit there watching it.
Yo.
I can't wait for college next year when they bring it. Oh, you ain't gonna see me again.
Right, speaking of that.
You ain't gonna see me no more.
I don't think you ever played Madden as much until you started playing with us.
I never did. Madden was just a filler from college.
Wow.
Like, I only played Madden just watch my guys from college move up into the other game. I promise you.
Wow.
So when they took away college, I took my zest for Madden away. I was like, man, I just bought it because it was a staple.
All right. So you're Jim Overdorf.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be Brandon Beane. And I'm going to play one Sean McDermott. Yes, Rich, if you're watching, I am playing your boy.
Sean McDermott for president.
You got one fan over here. All right. All right. So how do we want to start this? We just start the draft and get to the pick, or
which one we want to do first? You want to do stay put, trade back, or trade up?
How about we see how it falls? And if it strikes your fan, let's do it like this. You only get one of each. So
right.
If you get to a point where you're like, oh man, I wish we could trade up for it, well, that'll be a trade up.
Okay, got you.
And I just already screwed up because I did what I do, and I made this a 7.
So you're gonna do these picks like real time?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I would just say before going into the draft that Bills Mafia, if I had the money and if it was me,
he's coming at me.
Number one, if I had my choice where I can get any wide receiver I want, I'm taking the Dunze, baby. I'm taking the Dunze. To me, I think he's the best wide receiver in the draft. The best.
And I just want everybody to know that as Sean McDermott, if I have a chance to take a receiver, I will not do it. I don't need any more divas in my building. I just want nothing but hardworking guys. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait until rounds 4 through 7 to look for a wide receiver.
Speaking of which, you know why we took Adonai off the board, right?
Huh?
You heard about Adonai's scouting report, right? Did you hear it?
You mentioned something about it.
It came out like 2 days ago.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Anonymous scout said he's just an SE player. He said
SE?
I can't say it. Yeah, he's an ishy player.
Yeah. Itty. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard. He has diabetes, type 1 diabetes. So they're saying that when his
he's got to be a. No, I'm just playing.
well, no. What they're saying is when his pressure, when his levels are off,
blood sugar.
He's just an idiot. He don't care. He's this. He's rude in practice. He's this.
Well, I mean that's a reason. That's not an excuse. Dude's blood sugar is low.
It's not an excuse. But the thing is, what they're saying is when he's regular, when he's right, he's okay. But you can't depend on him to regulate it. So they would have to. What they're saying is they would have to have somebody with them hand holding him because they can't depend on him to do.
I would. Any franchise that draft him is going to do that.
Right, and you think McDermott's going to do that? McDermott, would you do that?
Does he like getting catches and scoring touchdowns?
You're McDermott. You know who you are.
No, I'm okay. I'm sorry. I need to ask Brandon Beane this.
No, but seriously, no. I mean, the thing is, we're scratching guys with character flaws off the board.
So you think it's going to hurt his draft stock?
With the Bills, yeah. I think he's off the Bills board.
Lindsay said, "Damn you, Sean McDermott."
I think he's off McDermott's board.
Yeah, he probably will be. He probably will be. Anybody that's got any kind of, and that's a character thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not even a on the field thing. Chris writes in real quick. AD does have diabetes. Sal said that yesterday. Sal also mentioned a cornerback. I don't remember the player, but he plays safety and corner. He's probably talking about Deshaun. Yeah.
Deshaun or Jalen Simpson out of Auburn.
Okay.
Which would be much later, which I like a lot. You actually like him because we talked about him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I got it on normal. So if the first round goes too fast, we'll just let this be the 28 pick, and then go from there, and we'll slow it down. Because this is the first time I use this. So I don't know how fast it's actually going to look.
Okay.
Is it realistic though? Because like Draft Post was kind of realistic. Is this one kind of realistic?
We're gonna see. I set it to as realistic as possible.
All right.
I mean, if it comes out wonky, then I'll switch to one of the other ones. We just gotta play it off. But
all right.
But I know. Z-Bot and I think Dan Mitchell did the Pro Football Focus one, and I like that for me, but you can't see when you're trying to do trades, you can't see who's there. So that's what I'm doing for you guys.
I just, being in the war room with you guys, I just want to say I love you guys very much.
I already said that. I already said that. Whatever comes out of this room today is not going to carry over to the mic. Because I'm going to get flamed. I might be emotional. I may cry. I may have that vein pop out of my neck you're talking about. Right.
As long as you understand you work for me, this is going to be a great conversation.
Yeah, we do work for you. We do.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
First pick is
Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Is it going too fast?
It's going way too fast. Holy cow.
No, I can slow it down. I put it that fast because I didn't know how you wanted it to look. So I can do this here. We can do that.
Yeah, go slow.
There we go. Okay.
Go slow.
Oops, got to pick our team. All right.
Here we go. Start button. Who's first?
Caleb McCarthy.
Oh, JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was weird.
I don't know.
I never saw that before.
I don't know.
I've never seen that.
You paused
before.
it?
Was that the first?
Yeah, I paused it. Yeah.
Wait. No, you Caleb Williams went 6. What? To the Giants. That ain't realistic.
Okay, so
that's not realistic.
Y'all want to go to another one?
I mean,
who went first?
It's just not realistic. JJ McCarthy.
All right, we'll go
to Chicago.
Who went second?
Can you look back at who went where?
You know what? Scrap this. Well, okay. Who's the second pick? No. Screw it. We'll go over this. We'll do this one.
Okay.
We'll do this one.
So Draft Buzz is the one where you can see like who all drafted.
Draft Buzz and Pro Football Focus, huh?
You said you can't see the trades on that one?
You can see the trade, but you can't how when you're doing it, and it'll say the Lions are up. If you want to trade, you can't see who's in the pool still. You have to memorize it. So basically, you can't.
What do you mean who's in the pool?
You can't be like, I wonder if Keon Coleman's still
available for draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to. Yeah, you can't. So we'll have to slow it down a little bit in order to do that.
Yeah, that's
cool. Because I'm only seeing one trade anyway.
Yeah. 5 rounds. Trades on Jimmy Johnson. Y'all want to do consensus rating or Draft Buzz rankings?
Do consensus.
Cool. That's what I was doing anyway. So boom, boom. All right.
Enter the draft. All right, Caleb Williams. Whoa, that's kind of fast.
So we got Caleb Williams first. We got Drake May second. Jaden Daniels third.
Perfect.
Malik Neighbors fourth. Marvin Harrison fifth.
Yes! Neighbors went first. Screw you, Harrison.
Dang. Okay.
No, I got you. Hold on 1 second. I got you. All right. So I'm just going to pause like every so often just so we can. All right. So we have Roma Dunze going 6th. We have Brock Bowers going 7th. Wow. Dallas Turner 8th. Quinyon Mitchell 9th.
Dang.
McCarthy 10th. Joe Alt 11th.
JJ McCarthy to the Jets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. Stupid, but I could see it.
Actually, it is dumb. Why would you do that?
Oh, I'm not supposed to say stuff like that. I'm Sean McDermott. I'm sorry. That's a very intelligent move. I would do that.
He would do that. Laiatu Latte 12th to Denver. And you know what? I'm going to get better at saying what team is actually what picks too. Jared Verse of Vegas at 13. Troy Fontenot 14 to the Saints. Terran Arnold to the Colts at 15. Cooper DeJean 16 to Seahawks.
Wow.
Talisi Fuaga 17 to Jacksonville. Fashanu
to the Bengals.
Olamuyiwu.
Okay.
Yeah, to the Bengals. 18th. So now we're at 19, which is the...
Okay. So is this the stay put draft? Or
no,
is this
what do you want to do? We get one. So if
how many wide receivers have been taken so far?
Just 3.
That were taken?
Just 3?
Yeah. So Brian Thomas is still available at 19.
I can look now. Available receivers: Adonai, Troy Franklin, Matt LeConkey, Lab McConkey, Xavier Legette, Keon Coleman, Roman Wilson.
Wait, where's Brian Thomas?
He's gone.
I didn't see him get taken.
Let's see. Brian Thomas. It's got to be there somewhere here.
Between 7th and 9th.
Did he disappear?
Yeah, he didn't go yet.
I'm tripping. Available prospects. Wide receiver. Where's Brian Thomas?
He might be just lower.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. He got to be up there. Let's see. Ain't no way. He's got to be gone.
Think so?
Brian Thomas?
Uh-oh.
He's got to be.
Uh-oh.
Dallas Turner, Quinyon Mitchell.
No.
Why is he not there?
He has not been taken. I knew I didn't see him.
Is that an omen?
So where is he? I know. Where is he? Not realistic. Start over. No.
Well, I will say this.
Where is he?
For a player of his caliber, I did see him kind of get made fun of by his peers because he was mocked to the Bills.
Yep.
They made fun of him for that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels and Neighbors.
Oh, because he's supposed to go way before?
Yeah.
That's kind of what people were saying, but we don't really know what they were laughing at, and I don't like it. I mean, he tried to play it off. He laughed like, "Oh, bro, I go wherever, whatever."
So I think he's gonna have a major chip on his shoulder, and I think that automatically makes him an underdog, which I like.
Yeah.
So I want him on my team. What do we got to do to move up?
Where we at? You said 19?
19.
They're on 19, Key?
You okay with moving up to 19?
We're
Yes.
on,
Okay.
Where is he? I don't know.
He quit. He was like, "Nah, I ain't trying to go to Buffalo at all."
Yo, where?
We cannot find Brian Thomas Jr.
He's not here.
He's not in the green room nowhere.
He didn't go to Buffalo and just walked off.
Soon as he got outside of the first 15 picks, he was like, "No, F this. I'm out."
Who was Chicago's second pick?
Huh?
Who was Chicago's second
Oh, yeah.
Nah, he wasn't on there. I looked. Hold on. Nah, he wasn't on there.
Bro, what?
No, he wasn't.
What is going on with these draft sites, man?
He's on everyone I've seen today, and of course now. Okay. Look,
That's
I'm
all
doing this
set.
again. No, I'm doing this again because I don't want to hear it.
Bro,
I'm doing this again.
Key, have you taken your bro?
Huh?
Enter
Just
draft.
get it right the first time. You have to
gotta
keep.
go back to your first one, man.
Okay.
I just want to see him somewhere.
Right.
I don't care where he goes. At this point, Malik Neighbors. Where is he?
Okay. You gotta pause. You gotta pause it. You gotta pause it now.
Key stressing.
I'm too busy looking. Okay. He's
Yeah,
got to be
no.
somewhere. There he goes. Okay.
Where?
He's gone at 15.
15
So, yeah.
to-
So we would have
To the
trade
Colts.
up.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
all right.
are we at 19 still?
We're at
No.
19.
All right.
Actually, we're at 21.
Because he restarted it.
Oh,
So
Yeah, we're at
All right.
21. So
21.
we have Chop Robinson 19 to the Chargers. Talisi Fuaga now is 20 to Pittsburgh. Nate Wiggins is 21st to the Dolphins.
All right.
Somebody you like? Or what do you want me to take a look at?
So now that Rome's gone, Brian Thomas gone, my next guy is AD and then Keon Coleman.
I think I saw Mitchell's
AD's still
gone. He is?
Coleman's still there? Or Coleman's gone?
AD's still there, and Keon Coleman is still there. So, okay. All right, so let's talk about this.
Now, I don't know if they're going to fall because you said we're at 21?
We're at 21.
There's only 7 more picks.
But this is the thing. Okay, so you're dead set on AD then, is what I'm hearing.
If the other guys are gone, I would prefer AD.
How about we do this? This is where he's going to How about we use AD as a pawn? He's our barometer.
Okay.
If he goes, I'll say before 26, we'll make a move at 27.
You only well, stay put at that point.
What I'm saying is, if you want Keon Coleman, he gonna be there. I think.
Oh, I see what you're.
So if AD is going,
okay,
because you got to look at this. AD, by this, you got AD, you got Ladd, Troy, you got Ladd before. Actually, you got Xavier Legette too. Keon Coleman's a second rounder on this thing. And that's where I had him anyway. And that's what I didn't want to give away. Ooh. That's what I want to trade back for Keon Coleman in the second round.
Yeah, but Xavier Legette likes to show his abs, and I'm not a fan of abs.
Did you hear him talk? Did you hear him talk?
No.
He sounds like Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh. Does he really?
Yeah, he does. I remember.
It's
I just remember I heard him.
It's like you had him and Mario Williams on the same team, it'd be great.
Key, if that's the case, bro, I stay put and get Keon, man.
Okay, so
if AD's gone, like I prefer AD, but if he's there, I'll take him. If not, then I'll stay and take Keon.
Okay, so if AD is still there, we'll take AD. But if AD's gone,
yep.
You don't have any thought on Ladd McConkey? No.
To me, I'm an underdog guy, and I think from watching his tape, I think Keon Coleman's gonna be the dude, man.
But
okay.
Sean McDermott doesn't like underdogs.
Hang on a second, guys. I'm getting a phone call from. Hello, hey Terry, what's going on? Oh, okay, yeah, absolutely, okay, all right, take care. He doesn't want a receiver in the first round. So here's what we're gonna do. We can still get a pass catcher if you guys want. Or
a pass catcher.
Or I can just say that somehow a pick got made while I was in the bathroom, and you guys pick who you want. Your choice. What you want to do?
Paguli's he's selling 25% of us, so I might be going tomorrow. Right. You're in the bathroom.
Right.
I'm the fall guy.
Right.
So we'll let it run.
Okay.
Because you're looking at, otherwise you're looking at Penix, Johnny Newton, J.C. Latham, Huatanu, which we had earlier, Graham Barton.
All right. Honest question. Mm-hmm. Out of the guys that are left, who has the biggest study notebook?
I'm thinking it's going to be Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean?
I think so.
Okay.
He plays the nickel. He plays the line, the slot. He plays outside. He plays safety, high, box.
Is he from a small school?
And he's a special teams player.
He plays special teams?
Special teams.
Get him right now.
Okay. Beane.
Go get him.
I'm still sticking with the original plan, man. We need a wide receiver.
We need a wide receiver?
We need a wide receiver.
You got to convince me. Over Cooper DeJean?
Yes. Here's why. Who is the heck? Oh, your specialty is what, sir?
Safety and cornerback.
You could put anybody in there and make them good. You've done it before.
There are a lot of guys back there.
You've done it before.
I got guys later in the draft.
Easy now. Easy. All right.
I got guys later in the draft for that.
All right.
So so let's let this run and see what happens with our guy here. So we're gonna do this. Now the pressure's on me to start it and stop it if he gets pulled. Okay.
I know, right?
All right. So.
All right.
You right?
Go ahead.
Where are we? I got to make sure I'm down here. Okay. So.
It's your auto. It's going to auto when it falls to us anyway, right? It's going to stop when it gets to the Bills,
yep.
right? Okay.
And guess what?
What?
Y'all let my guy get out. Y'all let my guy get away.
So we were offered 4 trades. We were offered pick 20 in the third and next year's first, and some jobber named Dean Lowry, which I don't know who that is, from the Steelers.
Hold on. Say that again. We was offered what?
20th and the third.
20th?
20th. The third
Well, it's too late to take that one now.
20th pick. No. Third round, 20th pick.
Oh.
Yeah. A first rounder next year, and this Dean Lowry guy. We already have enough defensive ends, don't need it.
Correct.
How far are we dropping back?
We'd be at 60 would be our next pick.
Dang.
Yeah, we're not doing that. No. We have the Falcons offering us pick 9 in the 4th round, a first next year, a third next year, and DeMarco Hellams. Now we ain't doing that.
Whoa. I make the decisions around here.
Hey, you want to do that? That's your head. Hey, do your thing, Clappy.
You focus on the dollars.
Do your thing, Clappy.
What them decimal points say?
The decimal points say you ain't going to have it if you make this trade.
All right. What do you think, Brandon Beane?
So a 9th and a 4th. Our first pick will be pick 60.
A 4th round pick.
First next year, a third next year, and DeMarco Hellams.
I don't like it.
For our first round pick? You don't like it?
I don't like it.
Is Hellams better than Mike Edwards? Okay.
Oh, man.
All right. So we have the Chargers is offering the 5th pick of the 2nd round, which I'm intrigued with.
Okay.
Third pick of the 5th pick of the 3rd round, which we don't even have a 3rd rounder.
Okay.
Both this year?
Yep. 33rd pick of the 7th round, which I guess that's a compensatory pick.
And a 6th next year?
And a 6th next year.
And we just go back how many stops?
We go back to the 5th pick of the 2nd round.
Yeah, that would be.
And we get a 3rd round?
You get the 3rd round.
So basically 37. You like that? I think I like that too.
Yeah, man.
I like it too.
Yeah.
All right, we're trading back.
I'm willing to give up Adonai for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We trading back.
Bro,
yeah,
we got a 3rd and
We got
And we got 2 seconds now?
We got pick 37. We got pick 60, pick 69.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we'll accept that.
Good job, Beane. Good trade. Good trade, Beane. Good trade.
Nice job, Beane. Nice job. All right, clapping it up. So.
We got 3 more. We're not trading again. I don't want to do that again.
Trent Brown's on the board, though.
Yeah, but we're looking at the 13th pick in the 5th round. First next year and Trent Brown.
Next year?
Huh?
And
first next year, yeah.
And Trent Brown?
Jerry Hughes.
Jerry Hughes.
Jerry Hughes in the first rounder next year.
What is he, 37 now?
He's got to be a geriatric right now.
Jim, I need you to calm down. I
did do his.
Jerry Hughes left for a reason.
I did his contract.
Yeah,
because you got rid of him. He knew he was good enough.
And you will be next if you keep pointing at me.
He sold 25% of us. I'm gone already. I've been here since '86.
What is this 25%?
Oh, you don't know about it for real?
No.
Yeah, Pagula, he's selling 25% of the team.
Are you serious?
Oh, they're serious.
But the caveat is they are not.
They're non-decision making.
They're not decision making.
Yeah.
But it's still a small chunk. So it's a chunk.
That's a quarter of the team.
It's a quarter of the team, yeah.
Why?
I know why. I mean, I don't know why, but the reason, my rationale behind it, I wanted to talk about it, but we're gonna.
He's selling.
Anyway,
he's trying to sell the Sabres too.
Is he really?
Not even that. The Sabres, the Bandits, the Amerks, and the Nighthawks.
Really?
All for sale.
Part of them, at least. My mom says.
Man, peace.
My mom says the Sabres not, but see,
I'm totally good with it.
What I think it is about the Bills before we get back into it. I think that Pagula doesn't care about the Bills.
He does not.
His wife isn't doing so well, so she can't run a team. But he knows the Bills make him all his money right now.
Exactly, Key.
That's what it is.
Key, that's exactly right, bro.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but you know what was funny about the Sabres? If he sells the Sabres, you know why? Because the arena is in need of repair. And like I told you guys before, he can't pass that money on to us. He's like, I ain't paying for nothing.
Of course.
F that stadium.
This is your owner, people. This is it right here.
He said,
Terry.
Oh, I'm not doing that with HSBC. Okay, we're going to trade
build another oil well, right? All right.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of Jerry Hughes. That's not going to happen.
I don't want him back here. No.
Dolphins pick 22nd and the 5th. 21st and the 7th, first next year. I'm not interested in any of that.
No.
All right, so reject all. So right now we're looking at Troy Franklin is top dog. If you want,
is Ladd gone?
Ladd is gone.
And AD is gone.
Xavier Legette's there.
Troy Franklin's going. Legette's there. Yeah. So
you know how much I like Southern twang.
So if you want to do that,
I can get past the abs with the Southern twang. Just so you know.
I mean, for me, I would take a higher look at Darius Robinson. But that's just me.
What's so good about him?
Darius Robinson is can fulfill your need at defensive end, pass rusher, and D tackle. He's 6'5", 295.
All right, let me ask you a question.
Super long.
Is he a edge rusher?
Both. He makes his home at D tackle. Well, that's where I think he's going to project to. But he's tall, he's long, super long. His arms are like longest in NFL history.
Do you believe he can? So there's another thing that I'm looking at for the Bills. We have no guys on defense.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is there's nobody on the Bills defense right now that can take over a game.
Mm-hmm.
Or not take over, impact a game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We don't have a Aiden Hutchinson. We don't have a Aaron Donald. We don't have none of those guys. Do you think he could be one of those guys?
This is my thing. With Robinson, I wouldn't. If you're looking for somebody who's going to impact to that degree, I would just go ahead and take your wide receiver. I think Robinson is solid. I think Robinson is going to be, depending on which one to do with Rousseau, like we talked about on Monday. What's today? Friday. On Monday, we talked about the potential of actually getting rid of Rousseau and trading him away and picking somebody to be a successor. And I think that this guy would be a great backup for Oliver, a great pass rush package within what we already have. If you take Daquan off the field,
Yeah, but what about Rakestraw? He's still on the board.
you know I like Rakestraw, but I think you know what, in this exercise here, since we moved back in the first, which I never did, I think we're best served to go ahead and take a wide receiver. So we could do Leggett. We could do.
Is Worthy still there?
Huh?
Is Worthy still there?
Worthy
That's
is
a great
gone.
question.
Oh, he's gone.
Wow.
Yeah, Worthy is gone.
Ricky Pearsall's there.
Pearsall actually, yeah, he's decent.
So are those our top three? Franklin, Leggett, and Pearsall?
I wouldn't say Pearsall. Pearsall is more of a slot guy.
So Franklin, Leggett, and who's the third?
Now you're looking probably more
Malachi
like
Courtney.
Devontae Walker, which is he's raw. Yeah. He's a burner, but he's raw.
Yeah.
Jalen Polk, which would be picked is about 73rd right now. You know, I could see him being a number one. He's more that BTJ, where if he didn't have a Odunze next to him, he would be that guy. But I don't think you got to see what he could really do because he had Odunze on the other side.
I'm still waiting for somebody to convince me who to pick.
I think
What you think, Key?
second. I think we get away with Leggett.
Leggett?
I think we can get away with Leggett.
Southern twang in the house. I love it.
All right, so we'll take
You
Leggett.
I put my stamp on it.
You did. Okay. So we're taking Leggett
Okay.
at 37.
He out of Southern Carolina?
Yep.
All right.
Southern Kakalaki. So where are we now?
We went with Leggett.
Which I want you guys to know
In the
that
second
took a
round.
piece of my soul to push, but, you know, whatever.
Do you
Well,
understand
why?
how many interviews that dude is going to be on with that twang?
You know how many commercials he's going to have?
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, 1,255. He was number 8th in receiving yards.
Leggett?
Yep.
Okay, before you go any further,
Yep.
what did he do in his first 4 years?
What?
First 4
He was in a different
Yeah.
school.
So me, I don't count the freshman year.
Okay,
So I'm not
his
counting that.
last 3 then.
His last 3, yeah.
Key, you can't do that, bro.
Yeah! You get his face? Yeah! 42 catches for 4 years. 42 catches over 4 years previous to his last
Is
year.
that his fault he don't get a lot of targets?
Yeah!
Why?
So
So he ain't doing something right, huh?
So
So
Diggs
now-
wasn't doing something right?
would you rather have him
That's
than Franklin?
Diggs.
Who, Leggett?
Yeah.
I mean, the deal is already done.
I know,
but
but-
yeah, I'd rather him over Franklin.
See, I like Frank because he was a touchdown machine.
See, that's the thing. I don't see.
He got them touchdowns.
See, I think, and that's what got me in
And
trouble.
one good hit from a safety and his career's over, though.
That's what got
Franklin.
Yeah.
You think he's small?
He a twig.
Who's
He
that?
a twig. He ain't
Franklin?
small.
He's little.
Yeah,
he's
he a
like
twig.
176, 6'2", 170. He's little.
This say 6'3", 187.
Nah,
He's
like
not
176.
6'3".
Yeah.
He's
Somebody
not
even said his plan was like 176. He did that. He bulked up.
So
That's why he lost some weight on
So
his
it
in the
was like
combine.
the same thing with Worthy. How
The
he
opposite.
came in.
Yeah. So this is where we are with it. What were we talking? Oh yeah, this is what got us in trouble. What got me in trouble with you when we talked about Adonai Mitchell a long time ago with regards to Worthy versus Mitchell. Mm-hmm. And Mitchell had 5 touchdowns, or Mitchell had 12, and Worthy had 5. But which one had the productivity? You know, the touchdown machine, beautiful. Right. But I need somebody that's going to get me to a position where I can get to that touchdown.
Now, here's the thing, though. Like we said, he was in a whole different school, whole different quarterback, whole different system. Mm-hmm. The first year he got there, immediate impact. While
where was he before South Carolina?
Hold on. Where my man at?
Leggett. So, Xavier Leggett.
To everybody watching on TikTok and Instagram Live, I apologize. I can't see the comments. The laptop is like way far away.
Xavier Leggett was. I'm sorry.
You want to see if there's something up there?
We know about the studs at the wide receiver spot at the top of this draft. You and I were talking off air about this. You
somebody else talking on our airwaves.
We're not paying that guy. Okay.
Yeah, there's incredible depth in it.
What are you doing?
I paused it. I muted it. Okay, so.
Wait. Am I looking for Mitchell school or
no?
No, we need to see where Leggett played before.
Leggett, he went to
before he played for
at Southern Cal. Yeah, I mean, looking at his speed, his size, his athleticism. I mean, the rest is coaching. It like seriously in my mind, the rest with him is coaching. If you have a coach that can teach him the game, like, you know, the real ins and outs, like
they say Leggett was there his whole career at South Carolina.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, where'd he go? Because I know Mitchell came from Georgia.
Right, that's what I'm talking
about.
Yeah,
Leggett
might have been who I was thinking.
But see, the thing is, and this is the thing, if you look at his overview, Leggett is tight hip with a linear release that makes it susceptible to the press. At his size, he's susceptible to be pressed. That's not an X. X is the guy that's going to get pressed all the time. He uses route running simply as a simple means of getting to the rendezvous point rather than a chance to con coverage out of position. So you can predict what he's going to do. His star shines brightest once the ball goes up and he's able to use his body control, play strength, ball skills, and imposes will on the coverage. He's unlikely to become a smooth route runner, but he can handle tough catches and has stealth acceleration that makes him a credible deep threat. Add toughness as a runner and run blocker to his profile of competitiveness and becomes a day 2 talent will potentially develop into a starter. So
that sounds like A.J. Brown to me.
You traded him? Nah, A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown in college was nah.
What does that mean?
I mean, size-wise, yeah. But A.J. Brown in college, A.J. Brown was not the speed guy. A.J. Brown was the possession guy. He was a guy that went over the middle all the time and made people pay for it. Mm-hmm. He had some sure hands, and he made it known. DK Metcalf ain't got nothing on me. He made it known. Jamarcus Lodge ain't got nothing on me. Dawson Knox, sit your ass over there somewhere. Because this is my show. And that's the thing. When I watched Ole Miss, I used to watch for DK Metcalf because I wanted to see who this dude was.
Right, but A.J. Brown.
But you could not ignore A.J. Brown. And for a guy that is like Leggett, who in his junior year, we'll say, 2022, played in all 13 games with 7 starts. He had 18 catches for 167, 9.3 a catch, 3 touchdowns receiving. He averaged 3 yards a rush, and he was a kickoff man pretty much. So he didn't pop. He did nothing until they got Spencer Rattler. But if you're that guy, you're not going to give me in your senior year 18 catches for 167 yards. And that's a problem for me. And I don't know in what we're trying to do. If we had Stephon Diggs, cool. Because now you can learn and you get a chance to ease your way in. But now I'm looking more towards somebody that can be that X. But if we got Dalton Kincaid, he's going to be that number 1 guy anyway. So whatever.
Worst case scenario, he pops the second year, not his rookie year.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case with anybody we draft. To be honest, I don't think I should expect an immediate impact.
Unless we get my man Rome, then that's different. But
that's different. Rome.
I think that takes us to this next draft we're about to do. I think we should trade up. for this next one.
Who's our?
We've traded back.
Okay, so second round. So
Yeah,
are we looking at
now?
Oh, we're doing like an entire.
What are you doing? We can do 3 rounds.
I just first 2 or first 3.
We're in the second now. Well, actually, we just got a 3rd round pick, so we need to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I mean, we got
Chris Braswell.
23 minutes left, just so y'all know.
Pass rusher.
Yeah, Chris Braswell is a pass. And that's the thing. Flamed me for calling him an edge. Now, what I was saying is edges are the new wave. Defensive end is over. That's passe.
Right.
They use defensive tackles for that all the time, and edge is that's the new thing. So I would say do not push Chris Jenkins. Okay, keep going.
What's wrong with Chris Jenkins?
No. Chris Jenkins doesn't have a functional strength that I like out of a deep tackle. He gets pushed out of the hole too easily. He's got speed. He's got play recognition, but I just don't like his play strength. So if you're looking at, I don't like Penn State pass rushers, even though they're supposed to be good. I don't like
You a
them.
money guy. You don't gotta like none of these people.
Well, I got to pay this guy eventually. I don't want to pay him.
What?
Hey, is where my man at? Is Solomon still on the board?
Solomon who?
From Troy?
Yes. You don't like Javon Solomon? Key. How can you not like the man?
I do, but it's Troy. You know what I mean? It's Troy. I mean, what do you have? Was it 16 sacks?
What are you talking about?
Okay, I can.
DeMarcus Ware came from
I can
Troy.
make him quiet now. He's 6'2", 243 as a pass rusher, defensive end.
He's fired.
Told you.
But he's a slash though.
No, he's
a linebacker
good.
slash DN.
I don't like
good.
slashes.
I know you know. That's why we had a problem with this edge
I can't
situation.
stand slashes.
I mean, we need an edge though.
We need an edge. You see that?
No. We need a defensive end that can pass rush.
No, we
To
need a
get all
pass
of this
rusher that can play
edge stuff.
defensive end.
Huh?
We need a pass rusher that can play defensive end.
Hey, what is Micah Parsons?
Micah Parsons is the pass rusher that can play defensive end.
He's a linebacker slash DN slash edge rusher.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think that works for them because they already had DeMarcus Lawrence. They already had a dominant defensive end. You know what I'm saying? And I think having a guy like Micah Parsons, who's a great pass rusher, you know what I mean? I think like to me, he's kind of a one-off because he can do everything. He can play corner, he can play safety, he can play linebacker, he can play pass rusher. Like he can do it all, right? So I get that point, but it's like saying that Jerry Hughes can go be a defensive end on any team. No, he can't. He was great with us, but he sucked with Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying?
That's because they didn't use him right, EJ.
So now, do you think Micah Parsons could work on the Bills?
Yes.
I think a big part of the reason why Micah Parsons saw the success immediately that he did is because of the defensive line that he had in front of him. I don't think the Bills would be willing to put that kind of a defensive line in front of any of their linebackers. I mean, they've had 7 years to do it, and they haven't done it. The best guy we have on the defensive line right now is a 6'1", 280-pound 3-tech. Like, that they, when they drafted him, they saw Aaron Donald in their eyes. So, it's hard. Like that's what makes it hard for me is I see the progression in an AJ Epinesa, and I say he needs a shot, right? Then you go and you drafted Greg Rousseau as if AJ Epinesa wasn't getting better and better every year. You know what I'm saying? And you draft that guy in the first round. And I still don't understand what they thought they were getting with that guy, because even in college, he was just a dominant bull rusher, and he was big. You know what I'm saying? But
I think what they're trying to do is not replace him, but add to him to make it easier for him to get off.
Yeah, but you gotta like Greg Rousseau would have needed to have a faster game. A quicker game. He would have needed to have more bend. He would have needed to be a more dominant pass rusher with better moves if that was the case, right? Because if you know what I'm saying, like if he was dominant, then of course AJ Epinesa probably would have popped 2 years before he probably would have popped the first year Greg Rousseau was drafted. But for where they're at now, with Greg Rousseau, going into his last year next year, right? Mm-hmm. And AJ Epinesa is on a 2-year deal. Like, to me, that's an unfortunate situation. Like, Epinesa is probably not going to get too many. Who named themselves Let's Ride?
Let's go. Let's ride.
Is Judy trolling? Was it you?
No, it couldn't have been Junie. It couldn't have been Junie.
But it's the good
it couldn't
thing,
have been Junie. Somebody named themselves Let's Ride, and I got a big problem with that now.
It's probably rich.
Yo.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's ride.
I'm no longer reading the name of this person. I will read their comments from now on. Really quick, they write in, any chance Bills fire head coach next year and hire Bill if they lose 9 games? Bill Belichick?
They will not hire Bill Belichick.
They will not hire Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick will not be hired by the Bills.
And I can say if McDermott does not get to the championship or Super Bowl, he's probably gone.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you got the report coming out from the vets that they're tired of this culture business and everything that gets preached in the locker room. Like, it's starting to fall on deaf ears. And once an owner hears that is typically the final straw for a head coach.
Wait, is that the 25% of the owner or the 75% owner?
I believe that's the 75%.
It better be the 70% because he's the one that makes decisions.
All right, so back to the draft. So
yes,
no more Solomon. What about Kamara?
He's standing on business. I was about to say the same thing.
Well, you're late. Dash vote.
All right, so if Solomon
outside looking in, I'm not gonna lie. I thought you was the one that changed your name to Let's Ride, but
actually, that was my second thought.
All right.
So if you guys don't want Solomon, what about Kamara? Is he available?
Kamara. Where's he from?
Second though? Colorado.
Okay.
Colorado State. I'm sorry. In the second one, in the second round, Kamara will be third.
Is he a third rounder?
He's a pass rusher.
Yep.
You can get either one.
He's the same thing as.
Wait. I can put this to bed.
Yeah.
Hey, can you please click on defensive end for me, please?
He's the same thing as Solomon.
What, the edge or
defensive end?
There is no defensive end.
Exactly my point. It is gone. It is gone.
It phased out.
No, seriously, all jokes aside. All they do is they just smush defensive end, hand in the ground, and 2-point stance guys all in one category.
That's stupid.
So everybody that was adding me that day, I'm telling y'all, I'm not making this up. But no.
All right, so if Kamara's not, you say he's a third round, what would you want to get in the second round then if it's not an edge rusher?
Second round, not an edge rusher?
Yep.
Let's see.
What are we looking at?
We got Javon Bullard at safety out of Georgia. I'm not really big on him. I know somebody I talk to a lot, likes him a lot. Chris Braswell out of Alabama. That's my guy. Cooper Beebe, no, not at all. Chris Jenkins, no, not at all. Well, I shouldn't say not at all, but not under these pretenses. TJ Tampa, if you want a cornerback, I really like TJ Tampa out of Iowa State. A boundary corner, press and zone, but there are better ones later in the draft, so I wouldn't worry about that. Adisa Isaac, I don't like defensive ends out of Penn State, so I'm not going to lie. I'm biased against him.
Does that include Chop Robinson?
That includes him. He's gone now.
Okay.
Chop, I would take over Adisa, but I don't really care about either one of them. Jermaine Burton's off our board because
is Kalen Bullock still there? Cameron Kinchins is there.
Yeah, but I think Cam Kinchins can be had. What pick is this? Is this our first?
No, this is 60.
Okay. All right. So we could do Cam Kinchins.
I don't want to get a safety that high, man.
Really?
I don't want to get a safety that high.
Why not?
They're, in my opinion, they're getting phased out, man. Like
safeties are getting phased out.
You don't need a top safety in the NFL no more.
What about a center fielding safety? Because that's a little different. That's what Kinchins is.
That's different. Okay.
See, because I have Keitaina Oladapo from Oregon State, and the reason why I like him, who came from Oregon State that we all know, Jordan Poyer, played safety. Keitaina Oladapo, he's a poor man's Cooper DeJean. He can play the slot.
Okay.
He can play high. He can play low. He's got a nose for the ball in terms of turnovers, causing fumbles, causing pass breakups. But he's like a fifth rounder. So I'm not messing with him.
Sam Ristle's a zone corner, right?
Sam Ristle is more of a slot.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you could do that, but he's more of a slot. And that's the thing. Like, Brandon Dorless, I like him, but he's too raw for my liking.
Like, my thing this year, honestly, like, they've already tried to throw enough draft picks at defensive line. Mm-hmm. If it's not a one tech that is actually a one tech, I don't want to see a pass rusher until rounds 4 through 7. Like, in my opinion.
Well, you said they. You are they now. So.
I mean, so.
Well, I'm telling you what I'm looking for. Honestly, like
I don't care where they line up. Like if you're a good passer, you're a good passer. I don't care what kind of tech you are. I don't need to know. Well, he got to line up here. I don't care how he lines up. If he can get to the pass rusher and make like I said, he can be a game changer on the defense. I want him.
I agree.
Well, no, I agree with that. I'm just thinking, like, I'm not even thinking in terms of pass rusher because in my mind, AJ Epinesa is going to take a step. You still got Von Miller coming back with something to prove. Hopefully Greg Rousseau takes another step and gains another move and is able to do something. And then you still got Ed Oliver who's already come into his own. The only guy that isn't a pass rusher that we have to talk about is Daquan Jones in my mind, and even with that, he's still a top rated one tech according to PFF. So, what I'm looking at is our defensive line for what we need right now is set.
I don't think so, man.
See, this is where I am. This is where I'm with it. I agree that we could be set, and I agree that I can take a rusher from anywhere. But see, when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at what makes person A better than person B. Is there a big enough gap?
Yeah.
And so in this one, I don't see a big enough gap between like a Chris Johnson or Chris Jenkins and Brandon Dorless or a rookie or Robo.
The reason why I say we need a game changing pass rusher is because look what have happened when we have not had that guy.
No, and you're right, and that's
never had that guy.
Right, that's my point.
And that's where
that's the point. So we've never had that guy. So like you look at teams that got that guy, that Aaron Donald, or that guy who can make a difference for the playoffs. This is mainly for the playoffs.
Right.
That's where we see the big results in.
Okay.
Right. Who cares about the season? Season really don't matter.
Do you trust me?
No.
Sean McDermott.
No.
To pick a good pass rusher.
So here's the thing.
No.
As the many times that they pick one, a blind scorer is going to find out one of them he's going to hit on.
Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting, but yeah, you're right.
It has to happen.
Right.
I could pick 10 guys.
Are you guys okay with this? I don't know if I could be okay with.
I could pick 10 guys, and one of them's got it. They have to hit.
I would think.
Brandon Beane would never do that.
I know. I would think so, but this is like I said. And they kind of contradicted themselves in their presser because Brandon Beane it was him or Sean McDermott were talking about how much they covet a defensive end, like you said. But then at the end of that sentence, they say we rotate heavily. So no other team besides you should have a pass rush specialist.
That's what I'm saying.
If you're gonna rotate, you doing it anyway.
And that's why they're rotating because they don't have that guy.
Right. And see, my thing is,
so
if you rotate,
guy, you solve your problem.
Yeah, but they have Von Miller and they were still rotating.
No, that's my point.
His first year there.
That's my point. If you rotate like they do, why are you worried about the guy who's got to play all 3 downs? Because you're not going to use him anyway. I mean, if he can give you something, fine.
Right.
But if you're rotating,
okay, I do get that point. I didn't consider that, but I think in terms of what they have right now, I don't think they have enough defensive linemen to be that are good enough to be rotating all like that. You know what I'm saying? Like technically, they only got 5 guys that you can trust.
There are some parts defensive line. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah. So with that being the case now, in order for them to have enough guys that they can trust in the game to rotate. They would have to sign 4 more guys or draft 2 and sign 2.
Heavy.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot to ask.
That's a whole bunch
of a fan base to go into this draft and draft 2 defensive ends. Yeah. Like you can't do that again. You did that already.
I could see it done late, and that's my contention with your guy from Troy.
Right.
For him, I would take him easily in the 4th round. I would take whoever in the 4th round, but when we're in the second,
I would be okay with a guy somewhere between rounds 3 and 5. You know what I'm saying? If he was going to come in and be, a contributor this season, right? And then if you took a flyer on a guy in the 7th round, I'm cool with that too. But don't go out and get Billy Williams. I'm going to answer your question in a second. Where are these people coming from?
Is that Billy D.
Somebody's
Williams?
name is Les Ride. This next name is Diddy Moist All Over.
Yo.
What? Yo, I promise you. I promise
That
you.
ain't
That's the person's name.
I believe it.
Any cap okay, so quick question. Any cap penalty cutting Vaughn next year with the restructure that they did?
There's a cap penalty, but it's not as great as you would think.
So it's not what it would have been, which would have been
because he took a pay cut,
almost
so it
40
wasn't a
million or
restructure.
something like that.
Right.
It was a pay cut, so he already had an out after this year anyway, so that doesn't change.
Oh, these next years are void years, right?
They're not void, but they have an out. I'll look it up while we.
Okay.
All right, so my next question is, since we got our biggest hole, what do you guys see as our next biggest hole that we need to fill?
We got wide receiver. I think the next biggest hole is corner.
Corner?
Yeah.
With
Corner-
Benford and Douglas already on the squad?
Corner or safety. Corner or safety.
See, that's
in my mind, the reason I say corner is because if either one of those guys gets hurt, the only two guys you have left is Elam and Taron Johnson. Like, you got Cam Lewis, who's technically a safety. You know what I'm saying? I like him. You know what I mean? But he's been
gone too, right?
Who's that?
Dane's gone.
Dane Jackson is gone.
And just to answer the question, 15.4 mil dead cap if they cut Vaughn after
That's
this year.
not bad.
No.
That is not bad at all.
No.
Okay. So that's why I say, like, right now, safety, they got 4 guys that in my mind are good enough to come in and not get torn to shreds. Like, I think Cam Lewis at this point with his experience, I don't think he'll make the same mistake that he did that he did against Justin Jefferson. That's not to say he's going to be a great player. I don't think any of our safeties are great, but I don't think they are an injury away from being in big trouble. You know what I'm saying? But corner, when we lose Rasul Douglas, you got Elam and Benford playing, and you got to hope you don't get no more injuries on that, because after that, you know what I'm saying? So
Marcus Ingram too, but
so now are you?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So now are you looking for a cornerback to replace those guys, or to back up those guys as a depth guy?
To be honest, if I can find a guy that can come in and study under Douglas, because this is the last year of his contract, and as a second round pick, there wouldn't be as much pressure for him to come in and start. I would be happy with that, because you go in, you learn under Rasul Douglas, you compete with Elam and Benford on a regular basis, and if you're good enough to beat those guys, great. That's a win for me. But if not, you still get a year to develop and then come in next year and be my starter.
See, this is where it sucks for me, because the value, there's so much value. This draft is super deep in these positions we're talking about.
Right.
Cornerback, wide receiver, safety. They're relatively deep. Like, for instance, cornerback. I have a guy from Missouri. That would be, what's his name? Abrams Drain, Chris Abrams Drain. But he's got like a third. What's 81? That's the 3rd round. And he's a lot down. He was watching Elite Neighbors the whole game. He watched Elite Neighbors the whole game, and I think Neighbors went he had like 4 catches or something like that. I mean, but he's a 3rd rounder. So do I want to go ahead and take TJ Tampa in the 2nd round? When I can find some other value somewhere else, i.e. defensive line, which is one of the worst offensive line if we're going to do that, which in all my mocks almost, I don't have an offensive lineman because they're not there later on.
Right.
So if you want to get value, you had to go offensive line, defensive line in the 2nd, 3rd round.
So let me ask you this. Is my guy Tavondre Sweat still available?
No.
I've seen him drop.
Really?
I've seen him drop.
Yeah,
After that
especially with the
DUI?
reports that just came out on him, yeah.
He might be gone, but I've seen him drop.
Kai Wingo.
How far you seen him drop? Like 2nd round?
4th.
Fourth?
I've seen him drop to the 4th.
Dang.
Wait, and these mocks here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's gone.
Yeah, it looks like he's gone. So maybe his rankings in this site didn't drop that much.
Yeah, I did mine on Pro Football Focus. So yeah, I mean, what I would suggest is, Cooper Beebe is not good, so I'm not picking him. If you want to go D, what are we looking at? Because we're looking at Javon Bullard, to me, TJ Tampa, which is a cornerback, or Cam Kinchins.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, I really don't want to see a pass rusher until the 4th round. I know that's like, I mean, I know it's restrictive. I know it kind of defeats the purpose of taking the best available player. But I'm just I'm burnt. I'm burnt from drafting a defensive end in the 1st round and then the 2nd round, and then 2 years before that I drafted one in the 2nd round, which was supposed to be my 1st round pick.
I mean, I'm with you. So I think, okay, we're not going to get to Mills' guy, but we'll just say we'll take Mills' guy in the 4th round out of Detroit. What's his name again?
So Solomon. Or if Solomon's not there, Kamara will be 2nd because those guys got high production.
So Kamara's a 3rd rounder and Solomon.
I would be happy with either one of those guys.
We'll just say, because we're not going to do those rounds anyway, but we'll say we'll take one of those in the 3rd or 4th. So the 2nd, we're looking at what? We're looking at
a DB.
So you want I suggest we do Javon Bullard out of Georgia.
Is he a multiple guy? Like, is he Taron Johnson, or he's like a strictly a press guy?
He's a safety.
Safety.
Yeah, he's safety.
So is he Micah Hyde or is he Jordan Poyer?
He is more of a Hyde.
Okay.
He can play some slot. He can cover some slot, but he's more.
What's his 40 time?
If it's any.
That's too fast. We can't take him.
Oh, man.
Too fast?
Yeah, it's too fast. Of course. I only like guys that run a 4.6 or slower to play in my defensive backfield. That's what I specialize in. That's what Brian Dawkins ran. No, I'm just kidding.
So we'll do.
So is Sean McDermott. That's big enough.
Yeah, we'll do Javon Bullard.
All right, let's do it. Javon Bullard. We drafted a safety, so we got a wide receiver in the 1st round. Where is it? Billy Williams. So we got Xavier Legette. We traded back out of 28 to the 5th pick in the 2nd round. Yep. 37th overall pick, and we took Xavier Legette. And then with our 60th pick, we just drafted Javon Bullard.
Yep.
Safety from Georgia.
So now we're in the 3rd round, and
you got time? Just making sure. Okay.
So right now we are looking at what? We're looking at an edge. I think we're still too early for Solomon. Solomon is
what about linebacker?
115 linebacker. That's going to be a weak class as well. Okay. Jeremiah Trotter, I'm not big on.
So what are the strong classes right now? We're talking wide receiver, defensive back,
wide receiver, D back, D line.
What about running back?
Running back is I would take those later, but you could do Audric Estime in the 3rd, which I did. You could do Braylon Allen in the 3rd, which is it's okay. But what I really wanted, I like Kamani Vidal out of Troy. So that's a 6th round pick. So I was holding off for him. If you really want to be,
who was your first guy? You said who'd you say?
Estime out of Notre Dame, 6'2", 230.
I like him. He was a 6.4 average yards per carry.
Yeah, he's in whatever his yards after contact. Yeah.
What was his 40 time?
Like a 4. He's slow. Because he's more of that people mover. He's quick though.
I'm liking that more and more.
Yeah.
Now what about is Wichita still available, or do you know about the guy from Toledo? Hold on, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about? Penny Boom.
Running back?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean.
So he had 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns, 7.2 average yards per carry.
That's probably all on UB.
You know what?
That is all on you.
That's cool. Let's just get Frank Gore Jr.
Man, I'm about to flip this whole table over. I'm going to turn it. How about Marshawn? Okay, so we could do Estime or Marshawn Lloyd. Marshawn Lloyd is 5'11", 230.
What school he went to?
USC. I like him.
USC.
I like him.
Yeah, he's 5'9", 220. He ran a 4.46, too fast for you, I know. But he's got good.
No, not for running back, because we got James Cook, and he ran a 4.4.
He ran a 4.42. It's close. He's infringing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're looking at a guy that actually could be a lead back, but they won't ask him to. He's got a good center of gravity. You know, he's got good enough vision. His vision's not the best, but you know, he's got a lot of explosiveness on jump cuts. And what he doesn't get you on a jump cut, he's gonna get you one running through your chest.
What?
Bro, no, I got to go with Estime. He had 18 touchdowns, bro.
Okay.
All right, we're going with Estime.
Estime it is. So we're gonna estimate.
And he's out of Penn State, right?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame?
Mm-hmm.
Even better.
Good old boy.
That's right.
Let's
What's
ride.
going on, Daniel?
Okay, so estimate. All right.
Next draft.
Yep. What? No. Oh, Kalen Bullock was still there.
See, that happens to you when I'm looking
Wait,
at
you
my
started
guys.
over?
Nope. I just looking to see what happened with the end of that round. But
Andrew Phillips.
so this one we are going
This
to.
one should only be one round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we trading up, how far do y'all want to go?
Well,
I don't want to mortgage the farm.
So
I gotta go to work, guys. See, no.
So who do we like? I think that'll tell us how far up we need to go. Who are the players? Let's pick 5 players.
Keep on having hard.
Let's pick 5 players
Okay.
that we identify as those are Buffalo Bills guys. Like we need those guys on our team.
Okay. So I would say you're gonna hate this, but I'm being 100% serious. Cooper DeJean.
Okay.
Brian Thomas. I would say out of the first. That's really all I would say that I need.
So
Yo, his face said he was ready for this question.
you said 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5.
Dang,
So
he got
he named
take
2.
3 of mine. Go ahead.
Rome,
Okay.
Okay, you blowing this out of proportion.
Thomas.
Okay.
Brian Thomas?
Yep.
Okay.
Quinyon Mitchell.
Out of Toledo.
Yes.
Wow.
That's a corner,
Cornerback.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
He's nasty.
I'm with you with Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last one, I don't know how far he's gonna fall, but the Samoa, the number 1 edge rusher, the 2.
Oh,
Ain't that to do with the back problems?
Yeah, he got the spine
yeah.
stenosis.
So those 5 dudes, I would draft up to get.
Okay. All right.
So Rome, Thomas, Quinyon, Cooper, and him. Who's your 5 that you would trade up for?
The guys that I have to have: Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas. Oh my gosh, who's the man? Sweat is supposed to drop, so I can't even say him now.
I don't think. Yeah, I have not
He
seen
would've
him
been-
first yet. I'd say it's second maybe, but we're only doing first.
Yeah.
See, that's where you are now. I mean, I know the players. I'm like, who do I need? You know, who are the 5 guys? And there's not 5 guys I need.
Right. I think that's where I kind of get stuck, because those are 2 guys that I like. If I had the picks to get up and get them, I'm going to get them. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And Sweat would have been one of those guys too.
What?
Daniel says, new part of the Mafia born this morning. Looking forward to both sons witnessing our first Super Bowl victory. Go Bills. Love watching you guys. Yes, sir. Congrats, man.
Nice.
Yeah. That is worthy of the clapper.
Oh, man, wake him
Oh,
up.
I knew I said that was the one thing. So I had this idea of connecting the remember the what is that thing
Roadcaster?
called? The Roadcaster. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure there's a way to kind of hook that up so we can still use those
Absolutely. I've seen
buttons.
people do it on live. We can move.
Yeah.
Well, by we, I mean you, because you got to.
Okay. Hey, there we go.
Now tell little ones to go to sleep.
Man.
Tell them go to sleep. You're never gonna sleep again.
Yeah, right.
Which you may already know that. I'm not sure, but so you want to?
Well, I mean, it sounds like we got like 3 main guys, so I mean, we can just.
So you want to run for what? Brian Thomas?
Now here's the thing. Like I said it before, I would love to get Rome, but I don't want to trade that far up.
Yeah, and Neighbors is unrealistic too. So.
Yeah, Neighbors is definitely unrealistic.
So to me,
Rome is realistic, but that'd be everything.
That's too much. So to me, the best bet, because like they're saying, oh, trade up to 9. I don't want to trade up to 9. I'm thinking we can still get one of those dudes if we trade with the Raiders at 13.
Yep, I was saying somewhere between 11 and 13
You think that's
too.
too far, Keith?
Yeah.
13?
What's going on,
Can't answer
Solomon?
that question. I just have to make it happen.
No, not for real.
Do I think 13 is too far
Yeah, if we can get
for Brian Thomas?
Brian Thomas at 13, or do you think can we go 17?
No, I think 13 is prime real estate. We actually talked about that move. I think it was last episode, right? We talked about trying to put together a trade for that.
So I mean, let's see.
Do you want to do that?
We'll go to 13.
I would.
Let's try 13. See what they want.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a first. It's gonna be a second.
So Caleb went first. Yeah, the first and second this year. Drake made second, and probably a second next year. Marvin Harrison third to the Patriots. I've heard that a lot.
Oh, okay. Jaden Daniels to
the Cardinals.
Wow. So what they gonna do with Kyler Murray?
Brock
Bowers keeps going way too high.
Nah, they got him up there. They got him up there for real.
Is he that tight end is really that good?
Rome's going, huh?
Is he up there with Dalton Kincaid?
Oh,
Lindsay. Better than Dalton Kincaid?
Huh?
You think he better than Dalton Kincaid?
He's like him, I think.
Wait, time out. Pause the draft.
I did.
Yo, first thing Lindsay, not the first thing Lindsay says, but she says, "Congrats, put him through a table." Like you imagine?
I've seen that before. Somebody did
Honey, get the table. I'm wrapping the baby right now.
I swaddled him.
Right, you swaddle the baby, and then what? You jump through the table with the baby?
But I've seen somebody do that though.
What?
They actually did it. They had like a little itty bitty table on top of a table.
Oh yeah.
And they put their baby on the
I'm
table.
calling
It
CPS.
collapsed. No, they didn't drop, but it collapsed. Like he held them. And the table broke under the baby's weight, and he like placed them on the table.
Oh, they just
he didn't like
placated.
suplex the baby through. That would have been too much.
All right. Solomon, we trying to trade up for Brian Thomas Jr. right now at 13.
So yeah, we got Rome.
He says ain't no way Bauer's better than Kincaid.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Bauer's an SEC versus Kincaid over in I don't know. I mean,
size wise.
I think Bowers is bigger.
Yeah, Bowers is a little bit bigger. I think.
Is Kincaid faster?
He ran a 4.6.
Let's see. Bowers ran a 4.48. He's 6'3", 243. So they're about the same size.
Yeah, but Bowers is faster though.
Yeah, Bowers is faster, and he played in the SEC too. I mean, that's the thing. You got to remember Kincaid might be better, but the conferences are way different.
Right.
So we had. Oh shoot! Okay, we had Nate or Odunze going 7th. Are you guys getting nervous yet?
Starting to.
You better, because he's coming.
He's coming.
Chill, bro. Chill.
So, what you want to do? I mean, do you want to just?
No.
Okay. Keep going?
We got to get to 11 at least.
Yeah.
Okay, J.J. McCarthy at 8.
Joe
Alt at 9.
Terry Arnold at 10.
Okay.
So what you want to do?
All right.
Minnesota? You want to try it?
Yeah, let's try to get to Minnesota.
Minnesota? Where they at?
11. So we got to trade.
You only need, I think we checked, you need 1,250 points to get to Minnesota.
Well, this will tell us this will tell us where we're looking right now. It's going to laugh in our face in a moment.
So
Minnesota. I was looking for Timberwolves. Minnesota.
Yeah.
Dude, that's pretty bad. Okay, so to add to this, so we need, there's a hell no from Minnesota. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our second. Adjust. At our second, they still said hell no. So we're going to add.
Language.
So
let's go next year's.
Add a 4th and see if they give us a 3rd.
A 4th?
Yep.
From this year, and that's it?
And then see if they'll give us a 3rd.
To
they ain't
get
even
up
taking
to
it like that.
To get up to 11?
Yeah, they're not even taking that. So we have to do it next year or something. Nah, they ain't budge. They
so
still reject.
Give them Minnesota's pick next year.
Yeah, give them that second round.
So that's the second round next year with a 4th, a 2nd, and a 1st will get it done probably. If I take the 4th out, that'll probably get it done too. So we'll do 2 seconds and a 1st.
Yo, Lindsay on point tonight. Lindsay on point tonight. Diddy moist all over said, "Who's coming?" Lindsay said, "Apparently Diddy." LMAO.
Why? Stop putting Diddy in the comments, bro. Why?
Did they do it?
Our producer's losing his mind over there.
They rejected. Wait, they won't take two seconds in a 1st this year.
Well, we're gonna wait till Oakland. Forget Minnesota, man.
So
okay, I'm willing to take a shot. Yeah.
Okay. Let's
we'll
see. Go one more. Wait, you said Oakland? That's
no. It's the second next year, Solomon. Not this year.
No, it's already a second this year too. 2 seconds.
Really?
2 seconds
Yeah.
of first, yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay, so
Man. Quinyon Mitchell.
11. Dallas Turner.
Okay.
Boom, there we go,
Okay.
right there.
All right. Here we go.
Let's try the same. Let's give him. Let's try the same thing.
Yep. Same thing. First this year, second this year, second next year. Right? That's all we did?
Yep, that's what we did.
Okay. And when we checked, I think that was only 1,150 points. Either 1150 or 12. Yeah, no, it was 1150.
Raiders.
For those of you that don't know, I'm talking about the Jimmy Johnson chart point system.
Okay, so let's see what they want. So we're doing 28 this year, 60 this year, and a second next year for their 13.
Mm-hmm.
No.
What?
So
No dice.
let's do a.
I don't think that's realistic, man. I think in the real world we could pull that.
No, I told you what I did.
Let's
Mine
do
was
a
ridiculous.
fourth this year.
Okay.
We got 3 of them.
Yeah, mine was ridiculous. No, I did a first, a second this year, first, second, third this year, and first and second next year. I got it.
Dude, I mean, we moving up 14 spots?
Mm-hmm. They ain't playing these
From
games.
28 to 13.
They ain't playing no games.
15 spots.
Like I heard they were trying to move up to Chicago's 9th, and they were saying all we have to give up is a first,
I ain't seen it.
a second, and that next year second.
I ain't seen it.
2025 second.
They said that would get us up to the Bears.
No way. That's not enough. No,
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 I
it's
heard that
definitely
too.
not enough.
Absolutely
I mean,
not.
that's what they said, because that's 3 picks, but they're 3 high-level picks. And the reason why they said the Bears might do it because the Bears only have 4 picks in the whole draft.
Oh,
First,
yeah, but
second.
they wouldn't like the most I could see the Bills doing is one of the fourths, the first.
Yep.
I can't see him giving up the second. Like I agree with Solomon. Solomon said he can't see him giving up their second round pick this year. I can't see the Bills giving up a first and a second this year.
But I think he'll give up this.
gonna
I
have to,
think
but
Beane
I
will
can't
give
see
up the second that he just got
next year.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that. I think he'll
Because
give that one up.
They were saying that second next year is the equivalent to a third this year.
Oh, it worked. All right.
What you give him?
So the fourth, we added
First,
the fourth.
second, fourth, and second next year.
You gave him 2 seconds? Dang it.
I know. But that's what it took.
Yeah, that's what
Point wise.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's. We're not even gonna worry about drafting him. I want to see where he goes now. We'll say we trade up to get Brian Thomas. So let's run it and see where he actually goes.
Okay.
Where he
So I'm
would
gonna
have fell.
do, I'm gonna do add 9, and then we'll see where Brian Thomas goes.
Okay.
He went 14, so we did
it's
it.
good, right?
It worked
did it.
out. We did good.
13.
All right.
Beane, 13, bro. Got to go 13.
No, Beane.
Bean. Oh, it's a mirror over there. It's a mirror over here. You look at the mirror.
All right.
So yeah, I mean,
I would be happy with that. I mean, minus that second. Like, if we can go first, the second from next year, and that fourth to get us there, I'll take that.
the last one is easy.
I'll take that.
Well, the last one's easy because all we're doing is stay put now.
Yeah.
We're just gonna let it run real quick,
Okay.
and I mean, continue talking.
I was just gonna say we could just say it. We didn't need to wait to see who.
No, it's not. I got a warp speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Come on with it.
It's already at us. See?
Skip the trade offers.
So
Somebody was trying to give us Boogie Bashing back. Did I see
no,
that right?
no. You want to know what's funny? You want to know what's funny? This is no lie. Yesterday I did mock, right? And at 28, Miami Dolphins rang my phone. Y'all want Poyer back? I said,
What?
I said reject.
Yo.
No, so this is a
stop.
kick. So this is a kick. You want? I'll double down on you. I said, man, hell with y'all, Miami. You took my boy. Phone rings again. San Fran calls me. You want Leonard Floyd? Man, I just got rid of the boy. I don't know.
They just what? You want your boy back? Like, come on.
Yo. So I'm like, there's no situational awareness. So in this one, Brock Bauer is actually there.
Daniel, that's the Vikings second that we were talking about. But in that trade that we just made, we also gave up this year's second round pick. Clay says Brandon Beane just stay at 28th pick. Yep. I mean, I think that's what they'll end up doing. At the very most, they'll trade back. I don't think they're willing to do what it takes to move up high enough to get a player that would really make an impact this year.
This one, just to close out, we have Brock Bowers, Tyler Guyton, Bo Nix, Jackson Powers Johnson, Adonai, Troy Franklin, Lad McConkey, Ennis Rakestraw, Xavier Legette, Darius Robinson, Tyler Nugent. We got a host of guys we can pick from. So if we stay put, obviously we're not going to take a tight end. Guyton, we could go. Would you go tackle?
Is this first?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So
is he a right tackle or left tackle?
I'm not sure. He plays. Where are we?
Oh, he's built like a right tackle.
Yeah, he's
6'7", 328.
Exhibits broad range is a puller. Powerful. Come on, give me something. Wait, I think it tells me. That I don't know. What is he? I mean, they're grading him out like he's a left tackle, but I don't know. I don't know what he is.
Superior pass blocking skills. Man, I don't know.
This guy's pretty solid, and that's why I say that if he's in the first round.
Yeah, I like the idea of taking this guy. That allows you to trade Spencer Brown because he's in the last year of his contract. At least you can get something for him and not let him get away for free. Mm-hmm. This guy can come in and play right tackle for a year. You know what I'm saying? And then once your boy starts, diminishing in skills, he can move over to guard, and we can slide this cat over to left tackle.
Could do that. So I mean, it's a pretty weak offensive line.
Mitchell is landing anywhere but Buffalo, Solomon. Especially with the whole diabetes situation. I don't think Brandon Beane or Sean McDermott is trying to
off my board.
keep the locker stocked with some.
He's off my board.
Yeah.
Mitchell. Yeah. If they take him, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Not because I don't think he's good enough. I just think that McDermott and crew don't want to handle it, especially after getting rid of Diggs.
Double dip how? Super promo. Double dip with wide receivers?
I'm going to. Matter of fact, do this promo. Find me on. I know I keep plugging this, but find me because I have a page. You can attest to. Look at my page. I got 1 mock, 2 mocks, 3 mocks. I got more mocks, 5 mocks, all the way at the bottom, and I post them. So follow me, and you'll see what I'm looking at. And all 7, I did a mock today that took 15 players.
Jeez, where did you get 15 picks from?
You can't pay 15 people.
Can we not?
How you gonna make that work?
Watch this.
They ain't gonna make the 52.
I got Keon Coleman at 34. I got Ruki Ororo at 62. Javon Baker at 68. Audrey Estime at 128. Chris Abrams-Drain at 130. Maris Luafau.
Hey, my guy.
At 141.
Yes.
Jaheim Bell. This dude is going to be a problem. He's a tight end.
Really?
He's going to be a problem. He played running back in college. He played wide receiver in college. And he plays tight end in college. He's about 6'2", 240.
About to just ask you what his measure
He's big.
240?
6'2", 240-ish. And this guy is, go look him up. He's from Florida State.
So he's Charles Clay, basically.
Basically, yeah.
He's a little short for tight end.
But he's like a move. So
Yeah.
I got a third.
New York coming out of you.
Right? Yeah. I got a third wide receiver at 160, Jaquan Jackson out of Tulane.
Dang, you got 3 of them boys.
Katan Oladipo at 163, Oregon State. I got a tackle, Walter Rouse from Oklahoma at 165.
You did
Tory Lane. Look where I got him. I got Tory
in the 6th.
Yep, I took a punter in the 6th.
You took a punter ahead of James Williams?
I didn't know he was there.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I
don't care. Nope.
When I got to here, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this pick. So literally, I didn't need. I could have pulled him up here.
It's a punter. You need a punter.
And put him here. I could have got rid of him and put him in the 5th.
Did you do any trading?
Yeah, I traded back. Well, I traded.
Oh yeah, he's got 15 picks.
This is what I did. I traded 128 and I picked up 34 and 68. I took Keon Coleman. I traded my second. I traded 60 and got 62, 130, and 165.
Okay, so real quick,
you only trade. There's only two spots back. That's a deal right there.
Who else was available when you picked Keon Coleman? I need to know that.
The guys, Franklin, Worthy, they were there. They were there.
Worthy was available and you took Keon Coleman?
Yeah, I took him. I thought I was gonna get Worthy here, and honestly, I should have, because I thought with having pick 162 out of one, because he got picked at 61, and I thought he was gonna get past whoever 61 is, and I thought I could get him here, but he was going to pick before, so I know.
Give me that scout card.
I'd take Javon Baker over Worthy at that point.
Huh?
I'd take Javon Baker over Worthy at that point. But yeah, these are realistic trades I did.
Okay.
So I mean, I play around.
Solomon said he bugging.
I ain't bugging. What am I bugging about, Solomon?
We ain't got time to get into that. I ain't trying to make you late for work, and I don't want to hear T's mouth. Well,
you want to hear it anyway.
All right. So listen, this was a blast. We might even have to continue the rest of this on Monday. But listen. Wait, are we doing this on Monday?
Yeah.
You gonna be here? Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna be here on Monday?
Can you do Thursday?
What?
Can you do next Thursday?
Thursday. I might do next Thursday.
Okay.
Next Thursday?
I want to make my son's football after this, so we got 3 more sessions.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So wait, you can't be here Monday?
No.
Okay.
You
All right.
can-
That's cool.
Thursday.
All right.
If you do Thursday, and Thursday in lieu of Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super Promo said, yeah, receiver, as far as double dipping. I think they will. I think they have
Definitely
to. Solomon said you should have picked Worthy, LOL.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with that.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how that dude is on, especially with you talking about you didn't want the Chiefs to get him, and then you pick Keon
And
Cole
he
right
was
in his
there-
face.
Well, no, it was already gone because the Chiefs already picked. So when I traded back, Worthy was way back. Worthy was not even on the page. He's down. So when I traded from 28 to whatever 37 or whatever it was.
So the Chiefs passed on Worthy.
The Chiefs
too.
passed on him. So they passed him, and I knew they were going to do that because McConkey and all the guys I knew they would look at were already there. But
Yeah,
what I
but
messed up at was
you
at
picked
62.
in the second round though.
No, what I messed up at was when I got greedy at 62. Because I didn't think that whoever took at 61 was going to take him.
Oh,
so I thought
had he stayed at 60, he could have got him.
I could have got him, and I
So
would
you
have.
could have got Keon Coleman and Xavier.
And that's what I was trying to do.
Well, that's what you get for being greedy.
I know, but I'm telling you, Javon Baker's
You're
nice.
not Brandon Beane or Sean McDermott. You're Jim Overdorf, and that's why you don't get paid the big bucks. Solomon said information overload. Yeah, we do a lot. All right, so with that being said, we are going to switch over to the best segment of the show, and the most lucrative segment of the show.
With the watch Keyshawn scramble to the car so you can go to work segment.
Yeah. All right, let's get this going.
Go.
All right, if you hear that music, can you hear the music?
No.
Is it muted? You cannot hear the music. That's not my fault outside looking in. He said let the games begin.
Oh, I got you.
The things that he does well, absolutely.
You got somebody else's stuff
I'll get
playing.
rid of that.
My goodness.
Are you ready? All right.
I don't got to push the button. You going to push the button?
Ready.
And break it down.
All right, here we go. All right, if you hear the music, that means I got 90 seconds to get us out of here. So check this out. Please like, subscribe, make that bell
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
so that you can get the notifications when we put them out. All right. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. We love the comments. We love y'all for tuning in. This is a family. This is a family for us. Like everybody that tunes in on a regular basis, like y'all family now. It is what it is. Y'all welcome to the cookout. Y'all welcome to the barbecue too. Because I just learned that those are two different things. But with that, with that being the case, my oldest son, Junie, has a podcast of his own. This man is getting better and better every single time he puts out an episode. Basketball Truth and Knowledge is the name of the show. He typically shoots on Wednesdays and Saturdays, right? Wednesdays and Saturdays. All right, so he also puts out notifications on Instagram and his YouTube channel for like the start times of all his shows. Definitely check him out. He's great. Diddy Moist All Over says the diddler is ready and moist.
In your show immediately.
I love it because I had time for it. Listen, thank y'all so much. Diddy Moist All Over, please come back on Monday. It's going to be a great time. With that being said, this has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I've been your co-host, Aramis.
That was Mac.
And this is Key.
And we are out.
Peace.
So done, bro. So done.